Hey, this is PR Brown.
Hey, this is Adam Gubman.
Hey, this is Matt Roberts.
Hello, my name's Joe Gash. And
hi, this is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly.
Hi, I'm Tommy Avallone. I make some silly movies from time to time, and you're listening to the Chronicles of Podcast.
Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to another edition. Should we say 73? 73rd edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And there's your wave. Right now, planet. Okay, we've got a show to record. I do believe, Jamie, that these Chronicles just about there.
Yep.
Are the Chronicles of Tommy Avallone.
Yeah, they are. Ooh, it's a good one.
Wonderful. It is a very good one. Strap yourselves in.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 73rd edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And are the Chronicles of Tommy Avallone. It is I, the bearded brummy Jamie, and joining me, as always, is this handsome devil right here.
Is that GWAR?
No, it was the theme tune to Barney. Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination.
Is that Barney's theme tune?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Tall is what we call a dinosaur sensation. Why do I know the words?
Because you have two children?
Yeah, but they never watched
So
Barney.
that's the obvious answer.
I don't remember them ever watching Barney, though. But it's just one quick thing. While I was singing that, Zoom popped up saying, "Are you playing music?" So clearly my singing was that good that Zoom thought it was professional music.
There we go. It's the Scotsman Tom, by the way. I just wanted to get that in there before anything else happened. But yeah, nice. Congratulations. Jamie, why did people in the ring never put the TV higher or on the edge of a cliff or to a blender or into fire or something? Just out of curiosity. I was just curious.
That is a really, really good question.
You know, or you go down in 7 days. Yeah. Well, that's that sorted.
Wasn't the whole thing like she was a girl that got lost in a well or something like that? I think.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
I just put it next to the well and she falls back in. Like, fuck's sake, I'm here again.
Yeah, it's like Doctor Strange just repeats stuff over and over and over again. Because I saw this in a meme, and I got a photo of it here, where the ring now on flat screen TVs up on the thing on the wall. And it's just a picture of her going like, and then like smacking her face off the floor. And it was really funny. And it's reminded me of that. And then it said, this reminds me of that troll face comic where the guy just puts the TV on the edge of the building. And then somebody sent it to him where it says, watch Ring of the Dead 7 days. So someone put the on the edge of a building, it just falls straight to her death.
Fucking great way around it. I like that. That is very good.
It'd be like the shortest film ever. Oh, fuck. I just watched The Ring. Oh, my God. I'm going to die in 7 days. I know I'll sort that out.
To be fair as well, The Ring was VHS, so these days it would have to be DVD or streaming, in which case you could just see what was happening and skip that scene.
Yeah.
Job done. Never got to worry about it. You can never have The Ring in a modern era.
Yeah. Don't watch The Ring. Okay. I won't. I'll just fast forward.
Oh, look, it's that creepy guy.
Would it, if you fast forward it, though, would it mean that it would just happen immediately or quicker?
Maybe she just moves at times 2 speed.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of odd. James, what were electric eels called before electricity was discovered? Like
Sparky eels?
Yeah.
Eels with pizzazz? I don't know.
Oh, look at that eel. It's giving us some sort of weird conducting element. This is odd. Look at it. It's just, don't touch it because it makes like a buzz sound. It's kind of weird. Like, do you know what I mean? Dave, have you seen this? Look at this here. Like, don't touch it though, because you'll get some sort of shock. I'm not quite sure what shock that would be, but it'd be some sort of shock. It's just.
I really hope that someone comes along with a kite and makes a realization what this could be called.
And puts the key on the end of it.
Yeah.
And then we can actually name this creature, because for now it's just an eel. But it's like some sort of super special powered eel.
I like that. That's a very good question.
The last thing I wanted to bring up before we really get into the cruxy wanky bollocks is I was watching the NFL and there's an advert where kids are making truck drivers do the horn and they go,
yeah,
which is not come. Never mind, I won't get into that. We all know where I'm going with that. Why do people love making truck drivers toot their horn so much? What if there's somebody they're not concentrating, or like what if it shits somebody up and they panic and crash?
Yeah,
it's like, where?
That's a really good point, actually. And I don't get how they manage it because cars are low to the ground, but trucks are quite high up. Why is the driver looking down out of his side window?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It is.
Yeah.
I just never understood the whole concept of I want to hear a truck driver toot his horn because it literally could make somebody panic and just,
really
or might be looking at going like, what's the danger? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just, it might get some Karens online to be like, some truck driver toot his horn and actually there was nothing there. So, it's kind of dangerous, that, isn't it? Keyboard warriors online and that sort of thing.
I just
love to have a fucking
how they
bitch.
type.
Yeah, when Karens are angry, that's how they type. I was disgusted with this today. Hitting a typewriter.
It's like on.
Yeah.
I was very unhappy with your truck driver today.
I would like to speak to your manager. I am. No, you're not. Don't you lie to me.
I want to speak to the manager's manager, please.
So, yeah, that was just my 3 random parts of bullshit. To be quite honest with James. So
I've brought something this week as well.
Oh, fuck off. Don't tell me Pooh's brown again.
No, well, this is a bit of follow-up from something from last week. Remember last week he brought up the conversation about the slapping competition?
Yes. Who's a fan?
No. When I was doing editing the video for the episode, I thought I'd put a picture of the guy we were talking about on the screen. And I found that there's something else similar akin, a female version of the slapping contest. In, of all countries, Russia, where female fitness enthusiasts take turn slapping each other on the arse, and the aim is to knock their opponent off the balance. So basically just literally slapping each other on the arse to try and make them fall over.
You could have to a man invent this, don't you?
I'll tell you what, Dave, I do love watching women spank each other.
Russian people just like, oh no, don't want to see men hit each other. It's illegal. We don't like it over here, but I'll definitely watch the women hit each other. Yes, we like that. All right, get the hey Vladimir, get the vodka. We got a fucking right old evening here, eh?
Make sure fitness enthusiasts, so we have nice bum to look as it slept.
I want to see her go to fucking town on that ass. You know what I mean? Yeah, Gregor, you come here. You watch the ass slapping. No, you don't. No, man. No, man, you die. If you say man, you die. That's what happened here. You disappear, you die. That's what happened in Russia. When men touch men, that's it. Game over, my friend. Game over. But the women's now we're talking, buddy. You know what I mean? Yeah, take a shot of the old vodka. Yeah, absolutely. Love that.
I fucking love it when you do that. You just go off on one. I can just sit here and just watch. It's fucking great.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Oh, but yeah, that really made me laugh when I was finding pictures for the last week's episode. I was like, why is this thing? I
feel there should be a segment now where we find like the weirdest sports. Yeah, and
I like that.
Oh, there's this thing we do in this country where it's called the cocksucking contest. Women only. Like, fuck's sake, of course there is. You know what I mean? But they're only in Mother Rush.
I love that. Women only.
Again, like I said, Vladimir, we don't appreciate the men's doing the cocksucking, okay? Because you disappear, you die.
Oh, God.
Now give me some of that goblet, chef. Yes.
This week we've been replaced by Russian Tom.
The accent's pretty awful. Yours is better than mine. So in my head, anyway.
Well, I enjoyed it.
So yeah. How are you, my friend? What's been going on?
I'm very well. I've just been to see the kiddies, so I've been having a travelling day. I've had a day off, so I've actually just got shit done, and yeah, it's been a good day. How about you?
The kids?
The kids are very well, yeah.
Good.
So I actually got to see Harrison for a bit today, which was nice. So
Fuck off.
I know, right?
Wasn't Bingy banging his missus or at work.
Shut up.
Fuck it. You never guess which episode Harrison listened to again, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, probably know my look.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm prepped for a trip away, because obviously I'm away from tomorrow for work for the first time in my life. I'm actually going away to work, which is quite. I think so. I've always wanted to travel for work. I know we did it for the show, and this is work as well. This is our business, but for like paid work, for my actual full-time job that I need to fund this job here. Yeah, we're going to London tomorrow, so I had to go. But I was literally like, "Oh, am I right to wear this as this?" They're like, "Nope." It's like, "Oh, so basically, what you're telling me is I need to go and buy a fucking new suit." Is what you're telling me?
Oh, really?
Lots of money later.
They couldn't have told you this in advance, no?
I think it's just kind of a given, isn't it? That I could have just said, "No, I'm not going to go because I can't afford to do that sort of thing." But yeah, so I've got like a new jacket. But I'm not going to lie to you, James. I bought these trousers. Oh my god, I love them. I literally fell in love with them. So I saw them, I was like, "How much?" Yeah, I love them. They're lovely. So yeah, just yeah, it's I'm quite excited. So obviously we're having to do the old double record. So if the show feels a bit sped up or rushed or anyway, we do apologise. Time is of the essence this week, I believe, Jamie.
It is indeed. We've got a busy old week.
Absolutely. So the things we do for you people, we love you. We love you that you come here and see us every single week. So we really appreciate it. Don't ever think that we're not gracious or loving of our listeners and our fans. We do really appreciate you massively. So, no, but I'm serious though. I know we take the piss every single week. We're like, well, no one will respond. But, realistically, people do listen to the show. It's like, we do have the figures. It doesn't matter. We do this because we love it. We don't do it because we don't expect, do you know what I mean? We deliver the content to you people for you to enjoy. So, that's what we do this. So for everyone that does listen to this, thank you so very, very much. I'm sure Tommy's appreciative as well when you get to him a little bit later on. Jamie, what have you been doing yourself this week?
Fat lot. I've mostly been Rihannaing. I've done a few training courses this week, so it's been a bit different, mixing the day.
As in you've hosted them or you've been to them?
I've been to them.
Oh, okay.
Basically, when I first started, my boss was like, get on as many training courses as you possibly can. I'm going to find some more for you so we can get you speeding up and get you up on that ladder as quick as possible. I think he wants to get me promoted in like a fucking year, the way he's telling me the other day. Because I had my appraisal the other day and he's like, no, everything's going well. Let's do this, this, and this. So yeah, everything's going well.
Good.
That's what we like to hear.
What's the next stage?
Be deputy porter and manager. Be the next step up.
What does that mean?
Basically,
sit in your ass some more?
Sit on your ass even more. But in a different office. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I went out with Claire on Saturday night for food, drinks, and shenanigans. It was good fun. We were going to go out and do other stuff, like an activity or something, but then we just went, we could just sit down and drink and eat, and we ended up just doing that instead. I had pho, Vietnamese soup. It was very nice.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. Had meatballs in it. Then I tried to use chopsticks and gave up and asked for a fork. Because I can't use chopsticks to save my fucking life.
I don't understand the whole premise. I get Asian people use chopsticks because that's how they're brought up and taught to use them, etc. But it's when someone can use them and you can't that I don't like, when they're like, what do you mean you can't use chopsticks? Yeah. Look how pathetic you are, but you can't use chopsticks. No, I'd much rather use a fork like traditional British people do.
How dare you not use that thing we don't use normally? I know
you're in an Asian restaurant, etc., whatever, but I don't like it when people are just like, well, I'm better than you because actually I can eat with sticks. Like, well done. If we ever hit the Neanderthal era, at least you'll be okay.
You're absolutely fucking right. I hate it as well. We've done an interview, which you're going to see right fucking now. And then just after this, we're going to do another interview. So that wraps up in that one. Went to see the kids today. It's their cousin's birthday. So let's see. Samantha, happy birthday, which was a good time. Samantha is my kid's mum's brother's daughter.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But yeah, basically it was the kid's cousin's birthday. But nice. I took Sam down to Sainsbury's to get his new glasses. We sat there and he's getting them all measured, looking very nice. I was looking at his frames and I was going, I quite like them. I might get them next time. I went, Jamie, you idiot. Realised I took mine off, went, he's just got the exact same glasses that I've got. So everyone says me and Sam are doubles. We've now even have the exact same pair of glasses. I even checked like the serial number inside the arm. Exact same pair. We're even more alike. Fucking love it. Made me laugh. Watching wise, I am up to season 5, episode 8 of 24, and it is a fucking great series. Enjoying it a lot. But what's Samwise Gamgee doing here? Did not see that coming a mile off.
Sean Astin, isn't it? Yeah.
And he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
I was like, one, why are you here? And why are you a dick? You're lovable Samwise. Why are you being an asshole? I don't like this. But no, it's fucking great. It's great.
I look forward to our conversation in about 8 or 9 episodes time. This season is a roller coaster. Like, it's just an absolute roller coaster.
It's weird. It's like the last series, it was like every episode was like, fuck, I need to know what's going on. But this one is like, this is building. Where is this going? It's got me on the edge of my seat in a different way.
It's great.
Yes.
You won't. I love it.
I'm enjoying it.
You have no idea.
I'm still grieving over President Palmer, but it's fine. It's fine. I miss him. And other than that, the only other thing I've watched is the old Royal Rumble. I decided to watch some wrestling and I watched the Rumble, and it was really good. I had a good time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's amazing. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but that end, I woke Keris up. But I'll be honest. To be fair to her, she really enjoyed it, and I was like, yes, it's beginning. But literally, I think the whole flat heard me. I was so happy. Yeah. Especially because I'm going to be at Raw in 2 weeks. It's just like, oh my God, it's going to be sick.
No, I really enjoyed it. This is the first time I've watched wrestling properly in ages. I've really enjoyed it. So, what about you, sir? What you been up to?
Rhiannon, of course, like we've been discussing. We did a wonderful interview on Friday, which is obviously out this Friday with this episode. It's out this episode, so enjoy that. Tommy was a really good laugh as well. So, I really enjoyed this interview. Actually, it's good. I enjoy every interview we do, though. It just seems to be a doozy every time, without fail. To be fair, so Saturday I went suit shopping. Got the bits that I needed. And then forgot that I'm now a fat fuck. So my shirts don't fit me anymore from August. So I was like, shit. So I had to go buy some new shirts today. And I washed them. So I'm just going to go and try them on after we've done this interview and this episode. So yeah, I'm off to London tomorrow, which will be Tuesday for those that are listening to this on Friday, obviously. So Tuesday, I'm off to London for a massive work event on Wednesday. My first one. So I'm nervously excited. I'm nervous because I know it's going to be balls to the wall mental and it's going to be insane, but it's going to be great at the same time. And I think because of it, I get Thursday off, I think. So I'm quite happy about that.
Happy days.
I think. I'm not entirely sure. So we'll find out next week when we come to
doing anything tomorrow? Or was it just the travelling day?
Travelling.
So you're just travelling tomorrow and you get Thursday off as well. Fucking great week.
I know, it's a winner, isn't it? It's an absolute winner. And I got 2 people in today, so I'm already over my quota for, I'm quite happy with that. It's been a good day. I've had a wobble, but we're all right now. So Saturday was just a lot of shopping. Went to Cardiff. Keris had her eye test, and had her eyes tested.
Hey.
Went to Specsavers, all good. Went to Primark and got my jacket, and then we came back here. And then went to Newport City Centre for a bit more shopping. It was just a nice day. It's just a really nice day out. I almost went to the rugby at Rodney Parade because Glasgow were playing. And some of the Scotland boys were literally over the road. But I was like, I'd rather save money for dollars, so I didn't go. But the game was amazing as well. Of course it would be. And then Sunday, it was Keris' spa day for her birthday. So Sunday we drove to Bristol at like 8 a.m. Went out of spa day, and the hot tub didn't work. The swimming pool was full of people. The massage was great. Like, it was my first massage I've ever had professionally ever, and it was absolutely amazing. I was just there, like, I said to her afterwards, like, But sorry, in between when she was changing over to the next body part. And I was like, oh, is it like a hairdresser's when we do small talk, or am I just meant to shut the fuck up? And she went, no, just be in your zone, just chill. You don't have to talk to me. It's fine. Because I'd be worried if you were talking to me. I was like, okay, so we have to talk about the weather or what holidays I'm going on now. And she was like, no, you're all good. It's like, excellent. Oh, I went to sleep. But it's weird being like led on your front with your face through a hole. It's kind of
I could
odd,
imagine.
but so comfortable. It's weird.
Is it one of those where do you only wear a towel?
No, I had shorts on.
Oh, you had shorts on. Okay.
I had shorts on. And she tucked the towel into my shorts, and I was like, oh, okay. But she was lush. She was so funny. She was so lovely. So yeah, but frustratingly, one of the other masseuses was off, so we had to take it in turns. So the whole experience turned out to be a bit, yeah, which I felt really guilty for, because Keris is like, oh, I loved it. It was so. I was like, yeah, but it could have been just that, it wasn't to your expectation. I paid for you like quite a bit for you to enjoy a spa day, and you got like a spa couple of hours. Yeah, so it was just not ideal. And then I came home and I went and bought some trousers. And then I watched the Royal Rumble like you did. And then I watched the NFL. But it just wasn't great, the NFL. So it's going to be the Philly Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I'm like, I don't care. Really? Rihanna will probably cool at halftime. Chris Stapleton's doing the national anthem. But other than that, I'm just like, all right. Cool.
Well, at least Nutsy will be happy, I guess.
Yeah. Well, will he?
Depends if they win, I guess.
I can't see it myself. Yeah. And then obviously had a work day today, smashed 2 out the park, and here we are. Oh, that's a nice quick catch up. I love that. Shall we go
and hear from Braden down at Stay Cozy Clothing?
All right, is this thing on? Well, howdy doody, everybody.
This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more.
Gosh, Mickey. That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
the Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man! That's right, Shaggy! Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boys! I say it every single week. The greatest advert of all time. It even beats Tag Team's Geico one.
Oh, that's some high praise right there. Oh, never thought I'd hear you say those words.
But Jamie?
Yes, sir.
It's only yours and everybody else's favourite segment of the week.
Yeah, it is.
It's time for Callum's Treachings.
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
So, James, here we go again. Callum is back to Treach the world for another week. So, let's delve into the Treacher's mind. What is Callum treaching us this week?
Humans are the most intelligent animals on Earth, yet we're the only ones who have to be told not to look directly into the sun.
So true. And then when you get told to do it, you fucking do it, don't you?
Yeah, every time.
Why?
Literally happened the other day. I was reading something on Facebook. It's like, don't look exactly to the sun. I was like, why? It can't be that bad. No, ow, fuck. Yes, it is.
But then did you ever think that when you bought sunglasses, you thought you could look into it? And it's still like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it, kids. Which means everyone listening to this has just done it right now. Yeah.
You tell me not to look into the sun, but I have these things that are called sunglasses. So now I may avast thine gaze upon thine. I'm blind. Bollocks. And they told me not to look, and I still did it. I thought I'd won them over, but I'll get those meddling kids.
I remember in like the late 90s, early 2000s, when there was an eclipse, and like the newspaper gave you out these special glasses so you could look at the sun. Could you bollocks? It still fucking hurt.
Jamie, listen to what you just said. You said free glasses for free in a newspaper.
Yes, I know. I was a child, okay?
Here, boys, come. I've got a great marketing ploy for these little kids here. Come by, because News of the World existed. Come by News of the World, right? Run by Piers. Is it Piers Morgan? Did he run it, or was it? He was a big part of it, wasn't he? You know, he was tapping all the phones and whatnot. And come back, glasses. We'll make sure they're shit as fuck and we'll blind every single child. That'll show the youth of today. That'll show the bloody future of this country. And then we can blame it all on them rather than the shitty ass government we have.
How did we go from talking about the sun to a government rant? How does that happen?
Sorry, I can't help myself. This is a week where I just need to get shit off my chest, Jamie Westwood. All right.
The sun blinding people. Do you know who we blame for that? The fucking Tories.
Yeah. I look forward to next week's episode where it's like, hi guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast with your host, Jamie Westwood. Unfortunately, last week we were talking about the Russians. Tom has now disappeared and never to be seen ever again.
We spoke about two men together in a Russian accent. We ain't seen him again.
Anyway, so what was about the sun? So my brain just went,
Looking out for the Russians, that's why.
That's very, very silly boy. Yeah, I used to get free shit with magazines all the time now. What?
But Mr. Treacher, how do we know that animals aren't telling other animals to not look at the sun? We don't know what they're saying. So
to be fair,
could be. Don't look at the sun. Alert your eyes.
With most animals, I think it's either I'm starving, I need to piss or shit, I need to sleep, or can we fuck? I think is mainly all animals probably say to each other.
Or cats, it's mostly just fuck you repeatedly because they're horrible.
The cats would be like, it's more like, that doesn't belong on there. I don't care if your floor's hard. Bye-bye. Do I have your attention yet? I'm hungry, motherfucker. Right? Okay, if you're not going to listen to me, I'll pull that curtain down over there. Let's see how you feel about that, eh?
Piece of shit. Oh, I feel sorry for a giraffe with a really long neck if they look at the sun. Oh, they're even closer than us.
Must be very warm. Is it cloudy up there? Fuck off. Anyway,
I bet you used to get that all the time. What's the weather like up there?
Yawn, boring. What else is Callum teaching us this week?
You actually can lick the inside of your skull.
Is he doing this again?
Is it because you can lick the roof of your mouth?
That's not skull.
Which is your skull is your entire head, you melon.
Yeah, but that's skin. It's not. Well, I suppose. When I say skull,
Teeth?
I think bone, teeth. It's got to be teeth because it's all connected. But teeth come out, so they're connected to gums. Oh, Callum, I fucking hate it when you do this. You just like to make us look thick, don't you?
It's got to be roof of the mouth or teeth. It has to be. You can't lick anywhere else. I mean, jawline. Do you reckon it's just done this to make us be like? Is that the show?
I'm licking my skull now. It's got to be teeth. It's literally the only thing I can think of. That's bone.
Because immediately my brain went to skull, head. But obviously then your skull is actually this is your skull, isn't it? Inside your head. This is the whole skull.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. That really threw me for a second then, because they teach you that skull is the head part, but it's actually the entire head part, not just the brain part. I said head twice, and I meant to say brain, idiot.
I know.
Okay, good. That's fine. Really how much of a Nazi I am with Nazis now. Fucking Russians now, Nazis. Jesus Christ. But yeah, with grammar and spelling. So I was like, but yeah, the only thing it's got to be teeth. It has to be. I love how we're not making this funny at all. It's just like Romulus and Remus came down to the river and said about teeth. They told you to lick the inside of your skull. I don't know if they're Bible people. Are they Bible people?
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person about religion.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I think, Jamie, that maybe we should maybe move on before we get... Yeah. Callum, can you post us a video for next week to explain that treat so that everybody... And that's Claire probably got on her fucking bandwagon and be like, actually, you dickheads, you're fucking idiots, you two. Jesus Christ. It's actually that you have to eat curry with a spoon. Grow up, dickhead. And finally, Jamie,
What else is Callum teaching us?
In the Harry Potter universe, Hogwarts is based in Scotland, so it must really suck for young Scottish wizards to have to travel all the way down to London, only to travel all the way back up to Scotland every year.
For fuck's sake, Billy, you mean you're going to fucking travel 8 hours to get to fucking England and London to get fucking home? Absolute pish take, mate. I'm fucking sick of this shit.
Surely there must have been other ways, but I don't want them to be because that's just brilliant.
Imagine if you're from like my hometown, like Aberdeen's like in the northeast or anywhere it's like really fucking high at the top, to be like, for fuck's sake, are you fucking joking me? I had to get to fucking England and go to fucking London just to get back fucking to Hogwarts. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It's disappointing there wasn't more like proper Scottish wizards in Harry Potter now. We ain't goddamn Leviosa. It's fucking brilliant.
They probably got excluded. They're like, sorry, darling, you have to be British or English to get to this school of wizards, don't you know? I can't actually understand a fucking word you're saying, you peasant. See, another reason why we need to be independent.
I just got this image of a teacher telling him to do something wrong, and this young wizard looking at it, piss off, yeah. Just walking off.
Do you want to get to fuck? Yeah, the wee daughter. Yeah.
I really want Scottish Harry Potter now.
I'm going to try and find. I had Scottish Pepper Pig. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. But
yeah, the wee fucking beauty.
But yeah, Callum, that is a very good point if they had to do that.
That's probably why. They probably couldn't be fucking arsed. They're like, hey, mate, no. No, I can't be arsed with that.
Hey,
fuck that shit. You must be joking. So, for some reason, everything else to do with my home country just completely left my brain. So, never mind. Just like, shit, what do we do back home? But I've been home for years, so... I
enjoyed
that.
That
They probably couldn't be asked. Yeah, they probably just couldn't be fucking asked. So they're just
Probably
like,
not.
nah, fuck that bollocks. We'll start our own fucking school, eh? I'll call it Myth Lab. There we go. We fucking sorted, mate. Anyway, Callum, an absolutely incredible week again. We're so sorry for ruining the second one, though. It's like...
He did that on purpose. We both know he did that on purpose to make us look stupid.
reckon?
He blatantly did, the handsome bastard. I can't insult him, which he could beat me up by flicking me.
I find it weird that he was in my old house.
Yeah, that's very true, yeah.
That's like, I used to live there. What are you doing back in the house I used to live? Obviously, other people move in. People go, that's just how it works. Let's be
just
fucking
sat
real.
in an empty house. I miss Tom.
But I saw a video of him on Instagram and he sat in that chair. I was like, I used to love that fucking chair. It just kind of blew my mind a little bit. I was like, that's so weird. Like, that's odd. Great house. Great place to be. Anyway, I digress. We move on. And again, I have to follow. It's only time for Tom's Journal.
Ooh.
And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. Did you hear about this at the Grammys?
The Grammys?
A conversation between Lady Gaga and Ed Sheeran. Have you heard about this?
No.
Excuse me, can I have another glass of wine? Sorry, I'm Ed Sheeran. Okay, Ed, can you get me another glass? Ed Sheeran gets mistaken for waiter by Lady Gaga at the Grammys.
No way, I did not hear about this.
But do you know what? Everyone knows who Ed Sheeran is. Even if you don't like his music, everyone knows who Ed Sheeran is. Surely she knows who he is. Surely.
She must do.
But it was in...
must do. Saying that, is it in America? I don't know.
It was Daily Mail celebrity, so, Daily Fail, more like. Yeah, but still, it was in the news, so who knows?
It's probably she tapped him on the back because she didn't see his face, and then he turned around and went, I'm Ed Sheeran, and went, oh, sorry, Ed. It's probably
Can you get me into the glass, is what she said.
Fucking hell.
Obviously, I can't think it was about a week or two. I know. A week or two ago, David Crosby left this earth from Crosby, Stills and Nash.
He did, yes.
But I found this tweet from him during the pandemic, which was just great. And I'm not a fan of Crosby, Stills and Nash. I've never listened to them. I have no idea. I'm not going to start sitting and be like, oh, I'm a fan of, I can't believe it. But this tweet just made my day. It was fucking hilarious. This was from David Crosby's Twitter.
if smoking marijuana causes short-term memory loss, what does smoking marijuana do?
That took me a second then. You hero.
Absolute legend.
It's one of them, Crosby, Stills and Nash. I know of them. I know his face and everything. I couldn't tell you a single fucking song off the top of my head.
No, neither could I.
I bet
Finest
if
Night 2 was great.
they sang that. But no, off the top of my head, no idea.
Probably one of them bands, yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie, the 5 love languages. Words of affirmation. This is a good burrito. Acts of service. I've made you a burrito. Receiving gifts. Here's a burrito. Quality time. Let's go and get some burritos together. Physical touch. Arms around a person, wrapped in a warm hug. Like a burrito.
I want a fucking burrito now.
Mexican food just makes me so happy. I'm going to try and find a Mexican restaurant tomorrow, I think. I don't know what the plan is for like dinner, but whatever everyone's doing, I'm getting fucking Mexican, I think. The world of rock music, Jamie. Punk music. The world is fucked and I'm pissed. Emo. The world is fucked and I'm sad. Goth. The world is fucked, but there's beauty. Ska. The world is fucked. I have a trumpet.
As soon as you said ska, I was like, this is going to have trumpets, isn't it? It's got to have trumpets or saxophones.
So, again, a very British thing. If conversations with friends were actually honest, shall we just cancel meeting up? Yeah, that would be lovely. Great. I was about to suggest it myself anyway. Let's make plans to cancel it again soon. I'll not make a note in my diary. See you never. Bye. So true.
It is very true.
So true.
Yeah.
I don't understand when people are like, "Oh, I can't make it. Sorry, my hamster's uncle's in town," and you're like, "All right, if you don't want to come, just say. Like, don't start making an excuse." But that's when people start making you feel guilty for not wanting. Then it's just like, suck a dick. Yeah. I don't want to go. Fuck you.
You don't want to go.
I was gutted, right? Because your wife shared this, and I was like, no, because I've had the journal for a couple of weeks. The people who make fitted sheets need to sit down with the people who make mattresses and get on the goddamn same page. Making the bed shouldn't be like putting a swimming cap over a fridge.
I don't think I actually saw her share that. If I did, I've forgotten it. That analogy of putting a swimming cap on a fridge is absolutely superb.
Yeah, we love a Jamie catchphrase over here. Absolutely incredible.
And absolutely fucking true. I hate fitted sheets.
Yeah, they're the worst. They are the absolute worst.
Well, say that, no. I like a fitted sheet. I don't like a loose sheet. I just hate putting on a fitted sheet. Once it's on, it's fine.
It's horrific. Like, Carrie goes, babe, can you put the sheet on, please? I can't do it. Well, granted, the fact she's 4'11" and she can't pick up a double mattress makes sense. So yeah, it's always my little job to come in and go, fucking get on there, you little prick. Right, this really made me laugh so much, and I can't wait for your reaction. There's not a day that goes by where I don't think about that Backstreet Boy asking his pals, am I sexual? And they're like, yeah. Now, that's a questionable lyric.
Oh, God. I love that song and I've never thought of it that way.
As if they're watching him pumping away. They're like going, yeah, he's so sexual. Look at him go. Woo!
Am I the only one? Yeah, you are.
Oh, so
that's what
mental. But what? Like they're on a gangbang? Was it voyeurism? Which one is it? Is it voyeurism?
When you're watching,
yeah. Whose turn is it tonight? Is it Nick? Yeah, sick.
The only Backstreet Boy member we know the name of.
So. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. and darkness was upon the face of the deep. This was due to a malfunction at Lots Road Power Station. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. But Eastern Electricity Board said he would have to wait till Thursday to be connected. And God saw the light, and it was good. He saw the quarterly bill, and it was not good. Massive credit to Jasper Barrett for that one. Thank you very much.
That's great. I like that.
He thinks Spike Lee wrote it, so it's just fun. It was just fucking hilarious when I was reading it.
It's like that. He saw the quarterly electricity bill. It was not good.
This one's for you.
Okay.
Robin. The Batmobile's not starting. Batman, did you charge the battery? Robin, what the hell's a Terry?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, it's a Batman dad joke. I'm so proud.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it's like, that's going in.
I'm slightly embarrassed how long it took me to click onto that one, but that was fucking brilliant.
It doesn't matter what time of year it is. If you tell a British person you have a cold, they'll tell you there's one going around. All right.
True. It feels like it's been months and years every time someone coughs, you go, what's going around at the minute? Innit? Oh, everyone.
I've heard really bad things going around at the moment.
Oh, everyone seems
my Dave had it. My Dave had it for weeks.
Oh, my Terry's still got a bit of a cough.
And finally, Blacksmith. I'm almost done with this sword. I just have to work out the kinks. Swords. I like feet. Blacksmith. Shut up.
I did not see that coming. That's brilliant.
Oh,
that's a good one.
And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
Oh, beautiful journal this week.
Thank you, sir.
Journal.
Thank you very, very much. Found some absolute quality this week. Oh, so good. That was so good.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Shall we bring that piece in, Jamie Westwood?
Oh, yes, we should, sir.
Welcome to the Chronicles of Tommy Avallone.
Tommy Avallone is an incredible filmmaker and director, but not normal films. Well, he has in the past, but he is known for making incredible documentaries about subjects you would not expect, like what? The rock band GWAR, Santa Clauses, Barney the Dinosaur, and so many more. These are absolutely fantastic. I wanted Tommy on the show for a long time, so I'm so happy we got to do this. This is amazing.
Like Jamie said, he's the man behind This Is GWAR, I Am Santa Claus, Ghost Heads. There's so much more on there as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And some great documentaries that are frustratingly as hard to get in Britain. I've looked. Yeah. I'd like to watch those little mothers. And there's one about houses on the way. But we'll let the man tell you himself. Jamie!
Yes, sir.
Do you supposedly have any final words?
just a massive thank you to our guest. Like I said, I wanted to talk to Tommy for a long time, so I'm so happy I got to do this. Thank you so much for sitting down with us, sir. And yeah, just phenomenal. I'm also very jealous of you, and you'll find out why during this.
Tommy, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us, my friend. We really appreciate it, and for moving the date as well, because I know that can be annoying as hell. So apologies, but thank you so much for taking the time out. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Tommy Avallone. Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Very well. Very. Been looking forward to this, so I'm good.
Nice. Where are you guys located?
We're in the UK.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm in England. He's in Wales.
Yeah.
We were in St. Andrews and London when we filmed Bill Murray stories.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then we played the BFI there, and that was awesome.
Nice.
That's incredible. It's always good over here, though. You know it's better over here, Tommy. Come on, let's be real, yeah?
I'll tell you, it's so I'm from the Philadelphia area, and I told I'd been to London once for when we filmed Bill Murray stories, and then I had my friend come when we went to play BFI, and I was like, oh, it's just like going to Philly, but everything's on the opposite side. because it's like, Philly's very everyone came from there and landed in like that area. So it was just very, you can tell where Philadelphia got its inspiration from,
I love it.
I love London. Everything's super expensive. We took the train down to Camden, and I got my picture next to the Amy Winehouse statue. So
yeah.
Nice. Who's the wrestling buddy behind you? At least I think it's.
That's Andy Kaufman.
Oh yes, I can make it. Yes, I can make it out.
That's Andy Kaufman. That's the Bill Murray head. And yeah.
Amazing. But before we start, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Really appreciate it. What we normally do is I do a little intro, lure you in with a false sense of security, as Tom likes to say, and then we just bombard the living hell out of you with questions.
Okay, sounds good. You can hear me okay? I don't have to plug in a microphone or anything like that?
It's coming through okay to me?
Cool.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Let's do this little intro. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you an amazing guest who has dedicated his career to making incredible documentaries all about fascinating subjects will open your eyes to things you didn't even know you wanted to learn about. Like what? How about Bill Murray conspiracy theories, the rock band GWAR, Santa Claus, and even Barney the Dinosaur? After this interview, we will all be able to say, I know Tommy Avallone, because these are the Chronicles of Tommy Avallone.
Nice. If you want to pretend like you know me, you can always buy my T-shirt. I know Tommy Avallone T-shirt.
That was why I put that in the intro, because I
love that. It's funny. It's very funny. That was a bit I did like in my early 20s. Like I just got the shirts printed that I said I knew Tommy Avallone, and I thought it was so funny. And then working with like the Pro Wrestling Tees people, I was like, oh, that'd be fun to put that back up there, So it's good times.
Amazing. Just picked up then. I pronounced your surname incorrect, didn't I?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's Tommy Avallone, but everyone says it wrong, so I never correct, And to be fair, I say so many people's names wrong that it's a conversation that we're gonna have one day, and nothing will ever be right,
I think your surname would sound amazing in an Italian accent. Avallone! What's going on?
Yeah. My dad will be like selectively Italian. We're all from South Jersey, but like he'd be like, oh, mozzarella. It's like, it's like, you're just so selective,
Incredible, absolutely incredible. But Tommy, I know it was a while ago now, but how was your holiday season? Did you have a good Crimbo in New Year?
Yeah. I mean, Christmas is good. Yeah, I mean, like it's always stressful around the holidays, but it was good times. How about you?
Yeah, I actually can't remember. What did I do? Oh yeah, I just saw my family, saw the other half family. Just a lot of like toing and froing. I think a lot of going out everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you asked the question, and it's like it's been like a month and like 2 days since Christmas, and I'm like, I can't remember.
January is that long.
Yeah.
Dave just said that. I was putting into it. Yeah, it was only a month and 2 days ago. It feels like so much longer ago.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it is January 536, so it's been a crazy ass January. Let me be honest with you. Okay, in that case, then, how about your pandemic season? I know it's still kind of around-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really leave the house, I've been really just editing this documentary called The House From, and I've just been doing a lot of that sort of stuff. I just came from lunch with my friend who I had wings and a couple beers, so so everything's fine. It's funny. So I'd be curious. Me and my wife were talking about this the other day because I have a bunch of friends who have British accents, and I'm like, everything they say is so much. It sounds like so much smarter, But on the flip side, I'd be curious. When you come across an American, do you just think we're all idiots?
No.
Seriously, because I remember when we were filming Bill Murray stories, it would have been 2016, and we were in St. Andrews, and one of the guys there was like, "Oh, you're old 45," and I was like, not everyone's like a Trump guy. It was interesting for the first time. I had someone look at me as I would probably look at someone from Kansas or Kentucky, And I was like, I wonder if foreign countries. Me and my wife have been talking about this a lot because we want to do. She's never been to Europe, but I've been Scotland and London, and I was like, I wonder what other people think of us, and I always assume that they just think we're a bunch of Southern hicks, and I was curious if that was the case.
No, I'll admit the proper Southern accents do sound a little bit, but your accent and pretty much every American guest we spoke to, I haven't ever sat there and gone, you sound like an idiot.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. There's certain there's fun accents like Boston. It's you're just it's crazy, and some of the hard New York stuff. But my accent, so this right here, I say it wooder, and that's how you can tell I'm from New Jersey. Is that the wood, it's water, but my Jersey accent says wooder. And I was in New Orleans once, and they're like, "Oh yeah, another order of what?" I was like, "I'm saying water." Yeah.
So,
but when my one friend Charlie, he filmed our houses documentary, and he's from Manchester, and when he said the word vitamin, I was I couldn't understand what he meant. It was it was vitamin, it was just so fast, and I couldn't. And my wife's he's saying vitamin. I just couldn't figure it out.
It's a vitamin.
Yeah.
So it must be crazy for you then if you talk to a Geordie from Newcastle or a Scouser from Liverpool, because their accents are horrific. I'm not going to even attempt to even try it, but even we go, "What? You're from this island? What do you mean?"
Yeah, well, it's just funny because anytime we would film with him, everyone was so inclined to go, "Oh, where are you from?" They always thought he was from Ireland, because his accent was just, it's just a little bit different. I mean, it's just a bunch of people from California going, "Is that?" So I would never even guess. I could never guess where someone's accent is ever from, unless it's Boston. Boston's pretty easy.
Let's think of
when I was in Colorado 4 years ago, and someone said I was Australian. I was like, "Really? I sound Australian?" And I was actually quite tempted to be "Yeah, what, mate? I actually found from fucking Australia." Now you mention it, I'll just put the accent on just for the sake of it, yeah?
Guess what? That sounds no different to me. Well, your voice.
Really? Does it not?
It's all. It just all sounds the same to me, man.
That's mental.
Yeah.
That's actually.
I guess there's a couple things that I could tell you were doing a bit because the face that went with it, But yeah, we don't have to talk about this. It was just one of those things where
yeah, sorry.
No, I guess I just didn't know you guys were in the UK, so I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." So
Love it. But sir, take us back to the days when you were a young boy. What did young Tommy want to be when he was growing up?
I guess very, very, very young Tommy wanted to be an artist in a cartoon artist. I always loved drawing Darkwing Duck and Scrooge McDuck and all that sort of stuff. Those were my favorite to do things, and I thought like, oh, that'd be fun to be like an animator of some kind. I got real into wrestling. I never wanted to be a wrestler, but I figured I'd mention wrestling. And then like Kevin Smith came around, and I wanted to be Kevin Smith for a long time, making scripted movies. And I would do a couple scripted movies, and work with my friends. And I didn't feel like I was the best director, and I'm not sure. Like now looking back at it, it's like, was I not a good director, or were my friends not actors? And I think it's somewhere in the middle, But then I just randomly kind of fell into these docs. A scripted movie I produced, played at a festival with Morgan Spurlock, and we kind of had like mutual friends. And I had this idea for the Santa Claus doc, and I brought it up to him. He's like, "That's a great idea. You should do it." So that's kind of how I got into the doc stuff. I've always been like, I'm not a traditional editor, but like I've always been pretty good at making something out of nothing. And I feel like that's kind of docs.
Did you study filmmaking or anything, or did you sort of naturally gravitate towards it?
Yeah, I mean, when I was 11 years old, I just started borrowing my parents' camera, and we would just like redo like Mad TV skits, and just like goof, like we'd put like pillows underneath our shirts and pretend we were fat, like just stuff like that, just like skits, and I just kept doing it and doing. I guess it's like that 10,000 hour sort of thing. And I went to community college for filmmaking, but I just started learning all like the technical words for the things I already knew, and just got bored really fast. So I didn't continue.
That's awesome though, dude. Like, if you're naturally talented at something, you don't need to.
It's not naturally. I was just doing it since I was 11. Like I just kind of like, me and my friends would goof around. I'm sure that there's a lot of insecurities I have because I don't know proper ways of doing things, that maybe filmmaking, like a film school would have been good. But I don't know. There's a lot, like any school I looked to, it just seemed like there was a lot of pretentious people there, and I just like, I can't be around this,
Is that why you decided to run for mayor at 20 in your hometown?
Yeah. So I am a huge Andy Kaufman fan, right?
Okay.
And I loved like the bits he would do. And when I was when I was in high school, I ran for student council president, and I just thought it was funny to make campaign commercials. Like it was like something that would make me laugh, and I just thought it was funny. And I was like, I wonder if I can apply this same sort of thing, but like a real political office. I mean, it's a mayor. You're not getting paid for this small town. So like we kind of just did that. I would do like the Andy Kaufman bits where like I would give milk and cookies to the press who came. I had my friends dress up in suits, and they were Tommy's angels. They were my bodyguards, and it was just like goofy stuff. We had a rap song, and it's just a lot of like fun things. And that's actually why I stopped going to college, is because I was focused on my mayoral run. I was on CNN. It was fun stuff. And I stopped going to school, and then after my mayoral run, I lost. Understandably, I knew that would happen. But we were filming it for a documentary. Like I was like, oh, I can make a movie out of this. I still it felt like 10 hours of footage, which is not really much, but I'll do something with it eventually. But I thought it was funny, and I didn't. I tried to go back to school, and then when I started trying to register, it just took really long, and I was like, forget it. I always feel like school was for like doctors, lawyers, and suckers. You want your doctors and lawyers to go to college, but everyone else, they can figure it all out.
Yeah. Incredible. I'm gutted you lost. Gutted that you lost.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I still have all the video of it, especially the news coverage was funny because at the time Arnold Schwarzenegger was running for governor of California. So they would do these things. They'd be like, Arnold this. So like in local news, Tommy, 20-year-old, running for mayor. So it was always like, it was a natural sort of segue.
Incredible. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. But for you to move on to your career and start working on these documentaries, you must have had a love for the art form along the way. Where did that come from?
love for the art form. Yeah, I mean, like I always watched documentaries, but like when I started making documentaries, docs weren't the way we look at them now. You know, they were still like, you know, Morgan Spurlock and Michael Moore were really like the only names you knew in the game. You know, it wasn't like these Netflix sort of shows now or any streamer where you got your true crime or whatever doc. Like, I mean, I loved wrestling documentaries. I love Beyond the Mat. You know, I love all these sort of things. So Confessions of a Superhero was still one of my favorite documentaries ever. But that's when it really started playing around with like interesting subjects, where back then you're like, if it wasn't Morgan or Michael Moore, it would have been about like some war or some like, you know, some serious topic, you know, and docs weren't as fun. You know, there was only a couple people doing that. So probably it was like a small amount of, I remember seeing Super Size Me. I think Conan O'Brien had a documentary that kind of just came out. There was like a couple of different docs. So my love was always just for the scripted movies. So we, you know, try to do as much as what you would think a scripted narrative would be, but just in the doc space, you know? I mean, I Am Santa Claus, which is my first documentary, was very, very much tailored after Beyond the Mat and Confessions of a Superhero. You know, Beyond the Mat, you're watching, here's what you think of wrestlers, but now here's what they are when they're at home. You know, what's a real wrestler's life look like? And Confessions of a Superhero, my friend Matt made that, and it's all about the people who dress like Superman and Batman at Hollywood Boulevard and what they're really like. So it's like it was very much in this sort of same veins. And that's sort of the formula I love doing, is like taking something that you always see and, you know, just looking in a different way, whether it's Santa Claus, Bill Murray stories, you know, even Barney, or more of a serious stuff, my movie Waldo and Weed, which was a friend of mine's son had eye cancer at 6 months old, and they started using cannabis oil to counteract the results of the chemo. You know, it's like, whereas many people would see like, should a 6-month-old be taking cannabis? You know, you're like, you think of it just as like a name in a paper, but we were able to tell the story of a family and what would a father do to save his son. So I feel like I talked too long on that answer.
No, you're good. You talk as much as you like, Tommy. Honestly, we talk fucking loads, so we prefer it when the guest that goes on. So you want to ramble? You fucking ramble, all right? I'm firstly, before I get into the Walden on Weed, I'm going to massively question the fact that you're a JAS fan. That's straight away.
I love Jericho.
Jericho is probably one of the biggest legends in the history of ever. I just can't get on with this with the society. I don't know if it's because he's getting on so much now that he needs other people just to make him still look good, maybe.
Oh, dude, he's got those abs now. He's crazy. Like, Jericho's great. Like, I'm friends with Jericho. Like, and I text him when the Jericho Appreciation Society came out. I was like, dude, what a great idea, you know? And he was like, it's almost like I know what I'm doing, you know? That was like, But no, Jericho's great. I love him. Talk about someone who just like does exactly what he wants, you know? So yeah, and I also have, so when Barney, I Love You, You Hate Me came out, that was my first like go at it with the big leagues. You know, all my other movies have been independently funded and put out that way. And this was the first time I worked with a network. So I bought myself the Eagle belt right there from WWE. WWF.
Oh. The best belt ever made.
It is, right?
Oh, there it is. It is the best championship ever.
Should I just hold on to it the whole time when we? I might change the way I talk. I might start cutting a promo. Can you do one of these when you're done? You just kind of. Yeah.
Kiss the belt before you put it down.
But no, the whole concept of the Waldo on Weed sort of thing, like, I think is fascinating in a way. Like, I'm going to definitely go and try and find that now online after this.
It's on Documentary Plus. Oh, you know what? No, it's we have it on iTunes over in the UK. So I think we have it on Amazon, iTunes, and Google. I think over by you guys.
Sweet, I'll find it. Don't worry. Obviously, the natural way, the normal way, Tommy. I wouldn't ever cheat you. Yeah. But I mean, like you said, like how far would a father go to save his son? I feel that people are like, oh, you shouldn't be giving kids this. You shouldn't be giving kids. Like, thanks for that, internet warrior. Like, I'm going to do what, I see as necessary. Like, why should I be like, oh, do you know what? This person in the newspaper said that I shouldn't. So do you know what? We're not going to. Sorry, guys.
You're so far removed. You're so far removed when it's just like a word on a blog or a story like that, So to like, it's so funny. Like, and look, I don't smoke. Like, I'm not like a person that's always been like, I love weed and all that sort of stuff. But like to me, it's like it was always just a story about like what a father would do to save his son, and it was interesting to me to talk to a couple different politicians who, the side of the politics they are on would typically think they would not be for cannabis, but then once they get sick and they need something and there's that last resort is a cannabis, they're like, oh, well, maybe we should pass this. It's nothing ever changes until like it personally affects you, And I found that to be very, very interesting. And like the thing about Waldo is funny because it's the doc that no one mentions about mine. People always like, Bill Murray and then Barney, like there's like this gap. And like Whoopi Goldberg was our executive producer. It premiered at Tribeca. Like the reviews were like great, but it's my only doc that's like serious, but it's actually my favorite one because it's like, I think it's the most well made, it's my friend Brian was the father and he had like a flip cam. And he would just film himself throughout the whole process, not trying to make a documentary, but just like his own sort of therapy. And we just took that footage along with our own interviews and made this like story about it. So, and Whoopi gave us great notes. So it was great to put that together. Opposed to like Bill Murray stories or Santa, it's like there's like a Bill Murray, it's whatever, but like Santa we only followed them for like a year. Like that movie's a document of a year. Whereas I might have only worked on Waldo for a year and a half, but Brian, the father, had been filming for 4 to 5 years. So you're seeing this story, like someone drastically before they had a child is different than when they had a child with cancer. And it's really interesting to see that growth within the character,
I'm almost scared to ask this, but how's Waldo now?
Oh, he's fine. I can't remember how old he is. I mean, this is not Dear Zachary. Don't worry. I'm not sure if you guys get that reference. It's a really depressing documentary. I mean, it's a great movie, but depressing. But no, Waldo's fine. I don't know how old he is, but he's totally fine. He's so tall now too, and crazy. All these kids do this thing called growing. It's weird.
Nuts.
It's annoying. We briefly mentioned the I Am Santa Claus documentary. It was your first one. So I remember seeing this years ago when it first came out. But for those unaware, what is I Am Santa Claus about?
There's these mall Santas, or people who dress like or portray Santa Claus and have a full beard. And we wanted to know what family they went home to after Christmas and what does their life look like when they're Santa Claus all year round. So we followed these 5 different Santas. There was a gay Santa. There was a guy who illegally changed his name to Santa Claus. There was a Santa Claus in Detroit who, lost his job, got divorced, started living with his daughter and really found himself in a depression. But by being Santa, really lifted himself out of it. And then there's Mick Foley. Who is a professional wrestler who wanted to try being Santa for the first time. So we follow around this world of which these people are Santa, and we found like there's a Santa Claus that was in charge of a swingers club in Portland. There's the Amalgamated Order of Real Bearded Santas, the Fraternal Order of Real Bearded Santas. It's a crazy story in that they're all human. We've all done these crazy things, but for that minute that they're with your kid, they're perfect. And it's that magic of Christmas in that way. I was never a big Christmas fan, but, making this doc, I got a little bit more into the holiday because it is all about love and all this sort of people just trying to be better versions of themselves. And it was a fun doc to make. It came out 2014. So
getting Mick Foley for also.
Yeah, no, go on.
I was going to say, getting Mick Foley for your first documentary, that's nuts. How did that come about? Did you just approach him, or?
Well, I try to put a wrestler in everything we do, right? And for years, we were like worked with Blue Meanie. We put Jim the Anvil Neidhart in something, Al Snow, Tommy Dreamer. And when we were making this doc, we're like, well, how do you put a wrestler in a documentary about Santa Claus? You know, like, how does that naturally, not casting, you know, how does that work? And one friend was like, well, Mick Foley's like real into Santa. He has a Christmas room in his house. Like, it was written in his books that he has this Christmas room. So it was well known, if you were like a big mark, that he was a Santa Claus fanatic. So I reached out to Dreamer and I was like, is there any way you can introduce me to Foley? And he did, and I'd already been kind of like, I knew Barry Blaustein for a little bit because of a big fan of Beyond the Mat. And when I wanted to make a documentary, I reached out to some of the doc directors that I was big fans of. And they all got back to me because they're doc filmmakers. They're not like Steven Spielberg or anything like that, especially at that time, So it was great to get I was able to pick the brains of all these people that I was fans of, and Barry was helpful in some of the ways in which I'm like, oh, just like your first time blues, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? So I think it was like with the help of Barry and then Dreamer. And then I worked with some of the boys before, it just worked out. And yeah, Mick liked it. And then he was just really a subject until we bleached his hair white to be Santa. And then he came on as a producer. I'm in New Jersey, right outside Philly. So he would go to Monday Night Raw in Brooklyn and just drive over to my house and we'd edit all night. He's my son's first Santa Claus. So he's like this family friend now. So it's great. But yeah, it just worked out by just, if you know Tommy Dreamer, you know everyone, and Dreamer's like the best. He's been very helpful for me for my whole career. So
that's incredible. What gave you the concept of I want to film Santas? Where was the general just from seeing one in the mall?
Yeah. Me and my wife saw one in the mall, and I was just like, I wonder what home this guy goes home to. That was it. That was the question. Mental. And then when I ran into Morgan Spurlock and I told him about the idea, and he, him being this big doc director, him saying that's a good idea, you should do that, was kind of like enough sort of ammo that I needed, And we just started reaching out to different Santas on Facebook and sort of talking to them like we would be talking here. I just call them up and kind of interview them. And we found our cast, and we did 2 Kickstarters for that one. That was on Netflix for 3 years. It's funny, Mick went to promote on The Daily Show when Jon Stewart was there.
Oh, yeah.
And Mick mentioned my name, and Jon Stewart, he's like, oh, yeah, the director Tommy Avallone. And Jon Stewart was like, I don't make up names. Yeah. I thought that was funny. And I was in the green room. I didn't get to meet John, though, but it was cool.
I am real, John.
Yeah, Mick goes, he's in the green room. Yeah.
Okay, like you say, you're a huge wrestling fan. That must be so surreal to see this guy who got thrown off the top of the Hell in the Cell to then be in your house editing, dressing up as Santa. It must be just such a surreal moment.
It is. It really, really is. And it wasn't until I guess maybe last year when I think it was A&E did that doc on him, and back to back he was on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, and he just reminded me how great Mick was. Not that I ever forgot it, but he just became a friend, a person that we just talked about Santa Claus, and that's about it, and you see all this gruesome stuff he used to do. I just remember texting him. I was like, man, I forgot how great you were, or are really, but just his career, was so great, and because I never met that Mick, I know the Mick that's Santa Claus and does stand-up comedy, and Mick put out another book he put a book out about his time of being Santa. I mentioned in it, it's just so that's this really, really weird, because it's I just remember watching Monday Night Raw as a kid and him coming out and doing all these crazy things, and I never thought that he would ever just be at my house, pulling all-nighters, editing, and then go to the diner the next day, so it's crazy.
nuts. Just it's just one of those just like pinch me moments. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, where do you get your ideas from for these docs? Because the subject matter is so varied. You know, you're going from conspiracy theories about Bill Murray to Barney the Dinosaur or whatnot. Where are you getting these ideas from?
Yeah. Well, the doc. Did you guys see the Barney doc yet?
It's not available here. So
yeah. I actually have to find out. It should be somewhat soon. I would hope so. But like, you know, the Barney doc isn't really a doc about Barney, but so much like exploring like why do we hate the things we hate, you know? And I had watched this news broadcast from 1993. It was they were covering a 1983 University of Nebraska Barney bashing event. It was at a college. And all these kids were like beating up dolls of Barney, ripping them up, throwing darts at them. And at the end, the newscaster goes, "Oh, that's the future of our country right there," you know? And I was like, "Oh, we're living in that future now," you know? I was like, I wonder if we can explore love and hate, but through Barney the Dinosaur. And that's kind of how we told the story. And even Bill Murray stories, you know, you're taking these Bill Murray stories, but at the end, we're talking about like living in the moment and being present. Santa Claus, yeah, look, these guys are dressed like Santa, and one of them's drunk and one's a swinger, but we're talking about like identity and community and all that sort of stuff. So we try to make these sort of Trojan horse movies where, you know, you walk in with something shiny, Santa, Barney, Bill Murray, and at the end you're like, I never saw that coming. It's like you think about something in a completely different way. I don't know. It's weird to think that like, where do I come up with them? But I just like walk around, I think. You know, I just look at things, you know. Santa was just walking around the mall. Bill Murray was Blue Meanie, told me a Bill Murray story. And I was like, why does he do that? You know, it's always, I guess, asking the question why, you know?
I love that. Is there any docs like you've had ideas for, but you couldn't make them for whatever reason that might be?
Yeah, we tried to pitch this one about why we romanticize the bank robber. You know, I found out. Yeah, I found out that like 4 people I knew had robbed banks, and I instantly thought they were so much cooler. You know, like so we were trying to. I spent like a year developing this, and it never happened. But I talked to people in prison. I talked to people who were out of prison that robbed banks and different things. And I just wanted to do a doc about robbing. It was going to be called Everybody Freeze. You know, and I thought that was such a clever name, you know, right? Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've lost myself. Oh, there I am. So the Bill Murray documentary, obviously.
Yeah.
Before that, you were the editor on Ghost Heads, the Ghostbusters.
Producer and editor, yeah.
Producer, yeah. I knew. I was close. I did my research.
I did both. So you're half.
So you that got you into the editing room. So like, is there anything you can't do?
Well, there's a lot. A lot is the answer. Okay. Is one of them. But no. Well, so I edit Santa. I edited Murray. I edited Waldo. I didn't edit Barney, but I'm editing this house doc. I did. I edited everything that I've directed except for Barney. And with Ghost Heads, it was just like in so many ways it felt like a sequel to Santa Claus because it's like. You know, you're just taking one fandom and removing it. You know, like you're following around these Ghostbuster fans, we were following around Santas. You know, so Brendan Merton. So it's kind of a long story. How can I condense?
Go for it. We got time.
We were filming Bill Murray stories, and I was like, "Oh, we should interview like Ghostbuster fans," because having done Santa, we were at New York Comic Con, and I ran into people who dressed like Ghostbusters. So I was like, "Oh, we should interview them." And in doing so, I found out there was this guy in Canada, Brendan Mertens, who was doing a Ghostbusters fan documentary. So I told him, I was like, hey, dude, I'm interviewing some Ghostbusters in New Jersey. Do you want me to film anything for your documentary? And if you ever come across Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman, film stuff for me for Bill Murray stories. And we kind of like swap footage, you know, and like sort of like help each other out. That was like my initial idea. And then as soon as I interviewed this guy, Tom Gebhardt, who's a New Jersey Ghostbuster, I was like, oh, I know how to tell the story. It was a lot like our Santa Russell from Santa Claus. And so I told Brent, I was like, dude, if you need any help, I totally help you out with this movie. So He's like, yeah. So I was a producer, and I just sort of edited the project because I just knew how to tell that story. So I paused on Bill Murray and went to do Ghost Heads, and then some people invested a little bit in Ghost Heads, and we made their money back pretty fast. And they're like, "Do you have anything next that you want to do?" And I already had this footage of Bill Murray stories, and we're like, "This," and they're like, "Let's do it." And I just been partners with that guy ever since.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Raymond Esposito. I should probably mention his name and not just say that guy.
What makes me laugh with the Bill Murray story, though, is that maybe it's just because we live on an island on the other side of the world, but is there really that many conspiracy theories about Bill Murray? Like, am I missing something here?
I get nervous when you keep saying the word conspiracy theory, because conspiracy theory kind of comes with a negative connotation nowadays. Urban legends is what we like to call.
We'll go with that one. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of them. I mean, we flew all the way to London to do the one. What didn't happen in London, but the guy lives in St. Andrews at the time. The dishwashing story. Bill Murray went to a house party in St. Andrews, right? That's Scotland, right?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah. So where did we film in London?
I don't know, wasn't there?
You feel free to cut this part out while I'm thinking. But we interviewed. It wasn't in London, but it was like some like shore sort of town in London, maybe like 2 hours out. God, where would that have been?
Bournemouth, Southampton, Brighton.
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 Yeah, so that's where the interview is, Brighton. So the guy lived in Brighton, but he went to university at St. Andrews. And we went all there because there was one picture in I guess like 2012 where Bill Murray randomly went to a house party and just started cleaning people's dishes, and like so yeah, I mean, like, we over here get more Bill Murray stories because he lives out here, but like he's definitely gone into at least Scotland, St. Andrews, because it's like the oldest golf range, and there's like they always have the celebrities out there for the golf tournaments and stuff. So that's why he's there. If there's golf or a movie premiere, there's going to be Bill Murray stories somewhere around those stories,
I'm actually going to the Ghostbusters fire station in 3 weeks. I'm going to New York in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Are you coming just for that, or?
No, it's because me and the missus are going away for a week, but it just so happens that Monday Night Raw's in Brooklyn on the first night I'm there,
nice.
So I'm going to that, which is fucking sick. And then we're going to see she wants to do Sex and the City, so I was like, well, I'll do Ghostbusters at the same time.
Harry Street, yeah. That's really. But then I'm just finishing up the documentary about people who live in famous houses. So I'm very familiar with Perry Street, Sarah Jessica Parker's spot. The Firehouse is great too. I was just at Raw 30 in Philly, and it was great.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've just watched that. Incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
but just for nostalgia,
Hogan comes out, Undertaker. Yeah.
It was just Lesnar at the end. I wasn't expecting. That was the best bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't like saying bad things about anybody. I've never really followed. I guess Brock Lesnar's okay. But I just never liked the big guys. I'm not a Goldberg fan, like.
Yeah, oh God, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
But before we talk about like what you're working on and promoting at the moment, I did want to touch upon the fact, like you mentioned with Ghost Heads, you help other people make their own docs of producing them and what. And there's a standout one for me, and that's This Is GWAR. Because I remember we saw the trailer for it at Bloodstock Music Festival. As GWAR were about to go on stage, it's playing on the side of the stage. And as soon as I got home, I was like, I need to watch this goddamn documentary. And luckily for me, it was on Shudder over here, so I got to watch it. And it's amazing. It blew me away. How did you get involved with this project? Did you already know of GWAR and whatnot?
So the great thing about GWAR is I knew them from Empire Records. And when Bam show, they would just pop up on these things every once in a while, but I didn't know nothing about them as a band. I just knew them as these things, these crazy characters. But Scott Barber is the director, and his first documentary was this documentary called The Orange Years, which is like the beginning years of Nickelodeon. And I kind of like helped from afar on that movie. Like I at the time was producing a documentary that was like, I never finished in this doc, but it was like similar in IP, you know? So like I didn't want to have two docs that were like similar, but I really liked what he was doing and I knew how I could help out. Like I pointed him like with a producer that I knew was like, oh, this producer would be perfect for you. And like this, I helped him get like Mark Summers and Donkey Lips and a couple other people on the things. I just kind of like helped from the sidelines, just because I wanted to see the movie get made. And we were just talking, and he's like, I got this other idea for my next movie about GWAR. I was like, oh, I'm in. You know, like I love the idea of GWAR, having never seen them play or any of that sort of stuff. Just these small little areas of what I knew them by. I just wanted to know more, you know. So I was able to help like with like Alex Winter and like Ethan Ombre and all that sort of stuff. You know, Bam's in the movie for a minute, but it was cool, you know. I'm really happy the way that turned out. You know, we premiered at, oh my God, where did we premiere? But that is like the Austin sort of a horror movie festival. I forget what it's called.
The one thing I took away from it, which I wasn't expecting so much emotion.
Oh well, that's the key, man. You gotta get people crying.
But you don't watch a documentary about GWAR and think, I'm feeling really emotional right now. It's
Well, I mean, I like to think a lot of our docs, even if I didn't direct them and I just produced them, they're you know, they have that sort of heart in that you remind people that they're all human. You know, especially like with the Waldo story, you know, it's like human people went through this, you know, and GWAR, it's these aliens and all that sort of stuff. But they're really people doing this stuff. And I think a lot of times people just forget that people are human beings, you know, and I think our docs sort of remind people that that's what this thing is. Even like Santa Claus, it's like, here's a stranger that's in your family photo every year, but like, what's he doing for the rest of the time? You know, we forget about that guy, you know? So it's just reminding people that they're human, and in human stories comes things that you connect with and get emotional about.
I love that. I love the fact you do that in all your docs. Like you say, no matter what the story is, there's that human emotion, there's that connection. It's great, no matter what the concept of the story about it is. It's amazing that you do that.
I'm just embarrassed that I can't remember where we premiered. So I'm like looking it up. I'm trying to like, how would I look up my own thing? I don't know, man. It was like here it is. No, I can't tell. I see the laurels, but it's not big enough. All right. You keep talking. I'll find it.
I just love how much it's bugging you. Like, I need to know this before I can move on.
But you were so you did movies before you did documentaries, right? Because I've got here Booted, Mancation, Calendar Girl, etc.
Yeah. I mean, they're okay. Miss December is good. Fantastic Fest. Boom. Yes.
It feels better now.
Well, Buddha never got done. Just a case of like independent filmmaking stories. But Mancation is something I really don't brag about.
Okay, fair.
But Miss December turned out good. You know, Kevin Smith released that for us. Gilbert Godfrey is in it. Corbin Burnson. It's a fun dark comedy, you know. And what it was like I wanted to be Kevin Smith, but I wasn't feeling like directing was where I was shining at the moment, you know. So I was like, well, let me see these skills I have in putting things together. Could I be using them for other people's stuff, you know? And I think Miss December was the better of those movies you mentioned. Yeah. Especially since one of them it's not done. It's never going to be done. But so like, I mean, I definitely would love to like get back into scripted space. You know, I've toyed around with the idea of like doing like a short, you know, doing the sort of what's it called? The you know, you just just do a short film first, kind of fix whatever problems you might have, and then to make the narrative. Like Napoleon Dynamite did that, and Super Troopers guys did that. It's the I was trying to think of the one director. I'm blanking, guys. I'm sorry. Finding my
so good. The power of editing, Tommy. The power of editing. You're all good.
I should have had a cup of coffee for you. Who? Duplass. The Duplass brothers. Mark Duplass had a great speech at one of the South by events, and he was talking about how you make the short and then you do the feature and all that sort of stuff. So I've been thinking about it, but as I'm finishing up the Houseless documentary. I'm producing this other doc that's we're just gonna start working on it soon. But then also just pitching the new thing that I would direct. I think the scripted things are down the road, but it's something I still want to do.
Definitely.
Yeah, the door's not fully closed.
No. Especially I'll just know not to do it with my friends because I'm not good at it.
When I was
they'll be the first ones to admit it, so I'm not saying anything bad. And they won't listen to the podcast, so it's fine.
When I was looking through the films that he'd worked on, the scripted films, one thing that surprised me, because I was a huge Jackass fan growing up, and I've never heard of Living Will. Ryan Dunn and Bam Margera in this. I was like, how have I never heard of this?
Yeah, well, I did very, 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 very little on that one. I'm just an associate producer, but yeah, Ryan Dunn, because for where I am is 40 minutes from Westchester. So it's we were always this sort of closeness to it. And two friends of mine, Roy and Joe, they worked on Viva la Bam in I think a smaller way. And they had this their own production company, and they wrote a script called Living Will. And, Ryan was just really ready to act and was into it. And he's just so funny. Yeah. And they put that together. Bam did a small cameo. But it's really a Ryan Dunn vehicle, and I was able to help out just by getting a couple things going for them. That's about it. But yeah, it turned out good. I guess you can get on Amazon. I haven't thought about that movie in a long, long time. I have a copy of it downstairs. I have a video store down my basement, so that's what I was trying to visualize where it was,
I'm gonna have to hunt it down because I was like, why have I not seen this?
Yeah, well, let's see. I looked up Fantastic Fest. Let's see if we can look up Living Will. I bet my friend well, because no, Lionsgate released it, so it's gotta be. I don't know where it would be over with you guys though.
Yeah, we don't get anything over it. On Netflix, Disney Plus, everything's all shit over it compared to yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get.
So does it do you? Because I can't play PAL, but can you guys? You don't have any NTSC sort of stuff, do you?
I don't think so anymore. No.
I remember you used to be able to region DVD players back in the day, but
do the regions not count anymore?
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
On consoles. On consoles, I don't.
Oh, consoles. Yeah. I'm an adult and I have a Blu-ray player. I don't have an X-Pack or a PlayStation or anything. Yeah, you can get the DVDs on Amazon.
I'll have to have a look for that. Amazing. So I can only imagine you've learned some amazing facts and information that you probably had no idea about in your career making these docs. Are there any standout things that you've learned? You've just gone, what? This is a thing?
Right. Oh, what are some things? Well, I have an associate's degree in Santa Clausology, so I know a lot of. And sadly, my highest educational degree. So yeah, I know a lot about Santas. I know a lot about how to rob a bank.
Perfect. Let's do it together. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I knew a lot about cannabis for a minute, but I feel like I instantly forgot that because it's I just with the cannabis stuff, it's so science stuff. So it's I knew it for a month or two, and then I let it all release. I didn't need it anymore. It's amazing how many weird things I do know, but none of them are coming to my mind. I know a lot about famous houses right now. There's one block in South Pasadena, California, that it's Biff's house from Back to the Future, right? And then if you watch Back to the Future 2, you know how he kicks the ball on the roof of that one house?
Yes. Been a while since I watched
Just
it.
say yes. It doesn't matter.
Yes. I remember clearly. Yes.
So that's Luke Wilson's house from Luke Wilson's house from
Old School?
Old School. Yeah, from
I
Old
just
School.
said the first Luke Wilson film I thought of that one. Well.
So here's your everything, right? So that was Luke Wilson's house from Old School. And then right next to that is Lorraine's house from Back to the Future, which is also the same house as Teen Wolf, like that movie. And then a couple houses down is George McFly's house. And then a couple houses down over there is the house from Ghost Dad. And if you go directly across the street, there's the house from 30-something, which is like an old show that you may not remember. But it's like all these things on one block. It's just crazy.
Do people actually live in them?
Oh, yeah, they all do, yeah.
Do you reckon the people are there going, like, get off my lawn? What are you doing?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, not so much that street, because they appreciate it there. But like Goonies and Breaking, like the Walter White house from Breaking Bad, they have really poor relationships with their fans because the fans from Walter White used to throw pizza on the roofs because of season 3, you know? But like, I'm so into the houses thing right now. Like I'm editing it, and I had a dream last night that I was in the Boy Meets World house, you know, just filming. Like, that was my dream. And I was like, so into it. I was like, because I've always wanted to go to that house, but they never responded back to me. But I was rewatching Donnie Darko. Do you guys see that movie?
Great film. Nope. Confusing as fuck, but it's a great film.
Yeah. So I was watching it and I looked at the house. It's like, that house looks very familiar. You know, I was like, I wonder where that really is. And the street that it's on, I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's a 3-minute walk from the Ferris Bueller house. So like my mind was being blown that these houses lived in the same area. So in theory, because Donnie Darko is based in the 80s. So Donnie Darko and Ferris Bueller could have really gone to the same school, or some of the, well, no, not the same school, because Donnie Darko went to like a Catholic school, or at least like a private school. And Ferris Bueller went to public. So they had to know the same people, you know? So these are the things I think about.
That's incredible.
I love that. I absolutely love the sound of this houses doc. I'm so excited to be able to see it. But where did the idea come from? It's such a random subject choice.
We just, like, I used to always, you know, go, I love, like, you know, being, I think I've mentioned Kevin Smith multiple times now, but like, you know, I was not too far away from, nice. What was the tattoo?
The silhouette of Kevin with his signature underneath it.
Oh, nice.
Turning around the other way around.
It's a bit awkward to do that.
But I've been to his house twice.
Oh.
And I peed in his bathroom, and I was like, I bet J-Lo has been on this toilet before, because Ben Affleck.
That's a good point.
You know, and one of my favorite moments is being in his house is like when it was me, my wife, and Mick Foley leaving his house, and Kevin's like gave us directions on how to leave, and I just thought, this guy that I've like worshipped my whole life is like giving directions to leave. I don't know why that was funny to me, but like it was just very funny.
Whilst with Mick Foley.
Yeah. But like, so I used to always go to like the Quick Stop and all that RST, and like, you know, you do all those things, and you pull the milk out and all that sort of stuff. So I always had this thing for famous houses or famous locations, you know, and you know, I grew up in the Philadelphia area, and where like I'd walk by the Liberty Bell or Ben Franklin's grave or George Washington's, and I couldn't care less about any of these like things. But then when I lived in California, I was like, wait, I live 10 minutes from the Wonder Years house? You know, like, are you kidding me? Like I could trick or treat at the Nightmare on Elm Street house if I wanted to. Like, it was crazy to think of that stuff. So I just thought, like, what must it be like to live in one of these houses? And I'm not sure if you're ready for all these name drops, but I was at this party with John Stamos once, and and I was talking to him, and he knew that I wanted to talk to, like, we were talking about stuff, and he knew I had this thing for famous houses. So he introduced me to Jeff Franklin, who created Full House, but at the time owned the Full House house, right? So he introduced me to Jeff, and I was like, Jeff, I've been wanting to do this documentary about famous houses. You live in the Full House house. I'd love to talk to you. So he set it up where like we traded information, and we had lunch at his house. Now he at the time lived at the Charles Manson murder house.
Oh my God.
You know, Cielo Drive?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So that house, he bought that house, knocked it down, and built this mansion, right? So we had lunch in the spot. So like he owned like the two most infamous houses in the whole entire world, two for completely different reasons, right? So I told him what I wanted to do, and he's like, "Well, I'll be in San Francisco in like a couple weeks. If you want to just meet me there, we can film the Full House house." So like we went there, he let us in, we interviewed him all about the Full House house, all this sort of crazy stuff, and we tried to take that material and pitch it as a show, but no one wanted it. I was like, forget this. I don't need anyone's permission. I'll just make it as a doc and just do it myself. So that's what we did. And I filmed like 13 different houses when I lived out there. We sold Barney. I was mainly focused on that. We were a pandemic move back family, so I'm back in New Jersey, and we just finished up filming the rest of it. And now I'm just wrapping it all up. We just filmed the Goonies house because the new owner bought it. But other than that, we're all done filming, and just putting it together. And I can tell you, we've been to Full House, Golden Girls, Friday, Pee Wee Herman, American Pie, Can't Hardly Wait, Strode's House for Halloween, Old School, Silence of the Lambs, Uncle Buck, Roseanne, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, Home Alone, Neighbors, because we couldn't get in the Home Alone house. We talked to the neighbors. Sixth Sense, Twilight, Short Circuit, Goonies, Jesse's Mansion from Breaking Bad, Outsiders, Christmas Story, and Miss Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire house.
Say the best to last.
Well, so we didn't go into that when we talked to the old owners. But what's so funny about the old owner is he was a very well-known plastic surgery doctor, or he used to make men's faces into women's. Like he patents some sort of thing, and that's was his main profession. And so he's like, "Oh, I gotta buy the Miss Doubtfire house," because like that,
I thought that was just gonna be a weird coincidence, but no, he was like, "This is my job. I need to own the Mrs. Doubtfire."
Right. Like, he was recently divorced, right? And he was looking for a house in San Francisco. And he's like, "Well, if that house is for sale, I think." He liked it. He thought it was funny. He got the bit,
That's amazing. But how do you get in touch with these people? Because you don't exactly know who lives there. So
that's a tough one. Because I was developing a documentary about bank robbers, I had this service I paid for called Truth Finder, which is you pay $30 a month. I don't think this is with you guys. It's just U.S. stuff. But it was, you pay us $30 a month and you look people's information up. So for bank robbers, I would try to find them by name. With this, it's I know where the address for Miss Doubtfire is. And you can just find people's records. So I would find their email and all that sort of stuff. If that didn't work, and sometimes it didn't, I would just write them a letter. I would write them a letter to the house and try to make some fancy letter with a fun stamp, a fun colored envelope, and some of the people just wrote back to letters.
That's awesome. I think people still do that.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't really, yeah. Incredible. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's how vinyl came back.
It was true. Some people answered emails, some people asked letters. The Pee Wee house they were renovating, I just left my card to the workers, and they gave it to the person. And some people just didn't get back to me. I really wanted to go to the Boy Meets World house. I really wanted to go to Wonder Years house, but it just didn't work out.
I was going to say, was there any you were desperate to get to but you couldn't get to? But...
Or you just were desperate, but I wanted to. This is a fan, I don't know how much I could talk about this. So I found out who owned the Freddy Krueger house, and I found out that a friend of mine knew that person, but that person was a well-known. She was a director, and I was like, "There's no way she would want to do it because she's not going to be like, this is where I live, so I couldn't get into that, and I didn't know. I knew him well, but I didn't know her at all. But I just knew of some of her films. But I wanted to go there, but she sold the house anyway. But that would have been cool, and Wonder Years and Boy Meets World would have been cool. But it's just funny for me to have peed in so many famous houses. Like it's a thing I never thought I could brag about, but
If you don't need the bathroom, you're just like, can I use the toilet while I'm here?
Yeah. Well, I always have to pee. I'm always drinking water and all that sort of stuff. So it's you're traveling all these places to go all this distance to go to some of these places. But like Full House was the funniest because we were just there, and like Jeff doesn't really live there, so he just kind of was like letting us do whatever we wanted. And it was so weird, like walking out of that house was like a Backstreet Boy walking out of like the Jet in their like music videos. Like I just open it up and there's just people already on the steps, and they don't want to move. Yes, I don't live there, but they don't know that. Like I'm literally walking out of the house. You would think they would get out of the way, but no, they didn't. So it's just like it's just crazy. There wasn't a time when I looked out the window there wasn't at least one person outside taking a photo.
That is nuts.
Although, talking of the Boy Meets World house, I couldn't imagine living next to my head teacher when I was a kid. Like, hell no.
Wait, what's that?
In the Boy Meets World, obviously, he lives next door to his head teacher, isn't it?
It's principal, yeah.
Yeah, principal, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Head teacher. Yeah. British, sorry. I apologise. Yeah, principal, yeah. But all I remember from Boy Meets World, I used to love it when I was younger. And all I remember is his older brother, Eric's been like, Yeah.
Well, what's so funny is like that show took place in Philly. I was from the Philadelphia area. My principal was my neighbor, and my best friend would get into trouble all the time. So like I like completely like connected with that show in such a way. So like I'm really enjoying listening to like the Pod Meets World podcast. I actually, when Waldo and we played Tribeca, there was a Tribeca party in Beverly Hills someplace, and Ryder Strong was there, and I was like, I gotta get my picture.
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah. Big fan of Ryder Strong. Cabin Fever, come on.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
So obviously you said you're working on the editing and everything now. Have you got an idea of a release date, or do you still
we just I was thinking about to rush editing for some festivals and stuff like that, but I don't know, we're gonna self-release this one because we just know enough about like the independent scene where it's like, well, it doesn't make sense to go to any sort of like smaller spot. We'll just release it ourselves. So it's all a matter. Like I was gonna try to race for like submission deadlines, but I also feel like I'm too old for that nowadays. Like it's just a lot of work. It will either be probably middle of 2023 or the beginning of 2024. It all depends when we finish it, and we would like to have like a big premiere, and we just have to figure out strategically, like, does that make sense? Should we wait for a festival, or should we just play it somewhere like in New York or like Kevin Smith's theater or something like that? Like, so we just all figured all that stuff, so it's just trying to figure out the game plan. So it's either middle of 2023 or beginning of 2024.
Amazing. I can't wait to be able to watch it. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. It feels very much like Bill Murray Stories 2. Because it's like Bill Murray Stories was like, these sort of vignettes that all were glued together that at the end made a point, and this is like, it's somewhat like that. You're starting with the Pee-wee house and going into like Jesse's mansion from Breaking Bad. And then there's one house it's called the Rubio House because it's like on Rubio Street in Altadena, California. But American Pie was filmed there. Can't Hardly Wait. This Is Us. Cheaper by the Dozen. Like all your show like CIS or NCI, whatever. All those shows were there. Always Sunny in Philadelphia shot there. Ghost Whisperer shot there. It's like she's just going through the house and like this shot there, this shot there. So it's just crazy to see like this one location in so many different movies and TV shows. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's so cool. I didn't even think about that. A lot of these houses just get reused over and over.
Yeah, they totally do. And it's like and some of them is like it's crazy to think of what appears in them. Like there's that iconic scene in Halloween where like Michael Myers is like by the bushes.
Mm-hmm.
There's that reverse shot where you see Laurie Strode, and Jamie Lee Curtis, and one of the houses behind her is the house from that Mama's House. Remember that show, Mama's House?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't think of it.
There's a movie, Big Mama's House.
Huh?
Is it the movie with Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House?
No.
Or they did it.
No, Mama's House. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see.
I'm showing my ignorance. Sorry about that.
No, it's. I can't share my screen here. I'm just gonna take a picture and I'll show it on my phone. You probably will never know what this is, but like.
No, I've never.
Yeah,
seen
no,
that.
that's not.
Well, then the joke's not funny. Cut it out. But yeah, it's this old show. It had a bunch of people dressed like they're older, and it's just funny to think that house is in the background of Halloween.
To be fair, it's not where you'd expect that to be. No.
Right. Well, it's just and was it? I think it's like I'm almost positive of this. I have to recheck it because I haven't ended the scene yet. But Rob Zombie's Halloween, that house is Michael Jordan's house in Space Jam.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking hell!
That's amazing. That might be my favorite one so far. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's weird how that stuff happens, you know.
Do you get like
right next to that house is the house from Liar Liar, like it's right next to it.
Oh, what a film!
Yeah,
I love that film so much. Yeah, it's incredible. Oh wow! Yeah. Do you get like much backlash from your documentaries at all? Like people being like, having a go or being like, what what's this all like, especially with the Barney the Dinosaur one?
Backlash. I don't know. I mean, like I remember when Ghost Heads played Tribeca, people were upset that we like focused like on one guy, and some like idiot was like, it shouldn't be called Ghost Heads, it should be called Ghost Head. And like they were just like really like upset that like we were following around this one person and not them. So I just sent them a link to a camera on Amazon. I said, make your own goddamn movie. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I get so mad about that stuff. But like Barney, maybe some people, I don't know. I don't if they did, I don't really, I guess I don't pay too much attention to it. The only thing that ever stuck out was like the Ghost Heads thing, because that was like, I just remember being so angry about that. You know, like
yeah.
One of the greatest replies in history. That's why. That is just
well, we got like some grief from that movie, and it was anyone who was upset about it was just upset they weren't in it, you know. And so it's like it was very obvious. Like I remember, like we played a work in progress of that movie at Tribeca, and this one woman was like, "Don't you feel like there should be more women in your movie? It's mostly men." I was like, "Absolutely." I was like, "Actually, we're going to be adding this other scene with this other lady and all that sort of stuff." And I told her like the storyline that we're going to put in there, and she's like, "Yeah, but what about others?" And I was like, "Do you mean your daughter, who's also a Ghostbusters fan?" And it's like that's what you're really asking, you know? So it's funny when you can like strip away like and find the intention of the question, you know?
Yeah. I think because a lot of people like to hate online, don't they? A lot of people like to complain rather than praise and be like, yeah, this is absolutely... A lot of people would love to go online and be like, oh my God, this is awful, blah, 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 like being keyboard warriors.
Well, yeah, we hit up on some of that stuff in Barney. And like, you know, I think my favorite thing when I was reading like some of the tweets about Barney is like, I think a lot of people will see that and go, oh, it's just going to be a documentary about Barney, but it gets intense, you know? And my favorite tweets were like people going, this Barney doc's crazy, you know? And like, I just love that. But like, I just like, you know, we talk about hate in that, and we interview a former neo-Nazi, you know? So like it goes there, you know? And I think some people, if you talk about like backlash, might have people thought like some things we were saying could have been a stretch, you know, but what are you going to do, you know?
Well, yeah.
You can't win them all.
Exactly. I think I worded my question.
One of my favorite tweets, and I think I saved the picture. We'll see. It's one of my favorites. Hold on.
You know it's good when you screenshot it to keep it. That's you know, got a good tweet there.
Yeah. So it says, "Well, this Barney documentary is taking quite a turn, right?" And it just has a screenshot from the movie,
Yeah.
And it's just her saying, I'm a former neo-Nazi white supremacist. That's my favorite.
Amazing. Bob, I know you're still working on the current documentary, The Houses, but I know how creative brains work when we talk to people on this show. Do you have an idea of what you want to work on next? Are you already working on something else?
Yeah, well, I just printed out my vision board today. But yeah, there's a couple things we're pitching. There's one that I'm producing that we're started, but we haven't announced yet. And a couple things, I'm either up for or pitching. So, yeah, I mean, I should be done the houses in a couple months, and in that time, we'll hopefully have the next thing set up or whatever. But yeah, there's a couple different things that feels like very Barney like that we're gonna be kind of going down that avenue. So yeah, this is fun stuff. I tried. I want to do a doc on kids bowling because it's crazy intense stuff because my son just got into bowling, but that seems like an idea that's harder to sell. It's not like Barney the Dinosaur and you're interviewing Blue's Clues and Bill Nye.
I'm surprised you haven't wanted to do a wrestling documentary, being such a big fan.
Well, I mean, I do have a lot of wrestling in it. I tried to pitch an Andy Kaufman documentary focusing on his wrestling angle in Memphis. That was the closest I got to doing a wrestling documentary. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's sure, I would love to do that. I was trying to, when A&E was doing their wrestling things, I was trying to go out for the Rowdy Piper doc because I was I'm perfect for that because I just love heels, and Piper's in Santa Claus. So it just totally made sense for me, but they did not agree. But yeah, I feel like I could do something with that stuff, but it's yeah, I would love to do one on Jericho, but I know Jericho doesn't really want your typical sort of doc, he was born here and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, maybe there's something in the future, but I don't think I could ever do a straightforward wrestling doc. It'd have to be something that sort of touches wrestling, but not all the way,
Phenomenal. I'm so excited to see what you're working on next. Because I say, every time I look at one of your projects, I want to watch that. That sounds amazing. I want to watch that.
I appreciate that.
I'm really looking forward to it. Before we let you go, Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guests?
I do. I have two. Tommy, who's winning the Royal Rumble?
Ooh.
That is not a quick answer. So I want Sami Zayn to win.
Yes.
I'm afraid. Does The Rock come back and then do the Rumble? Is that what's going to work? Because that would be. As much as I love The Rock, it's that's sort of you got The Rock and Brock Lesnar beforehand and Edge. You want a guy that's going to win the belt for the first time. You want that Daniel Bryan or that Kofi Kingston. Oh, Kofi never won the Rumble, but you want that sort of thing. And since there's only one champion now, it's you only have one moment at that. I want to see The Rock and Roman Reigns as much as the next guy, but I would love to see Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens or a Cody Rhodes win the belt at Mania for the first time. So I don't know. I would love it to be Sami, but I don't think that would be the case. Who do you?
Sami Zayn. I as much as I want Cody, I don't want Cody. I think Cody winning is too obvious. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people would see that coming, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas, could you imagine the crowd reaction if Sami Zayn wins the title at Mania? Could you imagine that roof will disappear?
Yeah. So Cody needs to win at some point because he's amazing. But
yes, I agree.
Sami is so homegrown in the way Daniel Bryan and Kofi. You would just have men in their 40s crying.
Yeah.
I know I would. I cried when Kofi Kingston won. I was tearing, just sobbing. I was I'm so proud of this guy that I've never met.
I'm a massive Daniel Bryan fan, so I was just gutted, absolutely gutted. Obviously, watching him in AEW is just phenomenal. Okay, so we'll see what happens tomorrow night. I'm buzzing. It's insane. Anyway,
tomorrow, yes,
yeah, it is
tomorrow.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Lastly, when you first started out, wanting to pursue a career, filmmaking, doing documentaries, etc., did you ever think that this is where you would be today?
Oh, well, do you think where I'm at is in a good spot?
I think you're smashing it. I think
Okay.
I think you can only go further more than anything. But I mean, like pissing at Kevin Smith's house, hanging out with Mick Foley, having Al Snow, Tommy Dreamer and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like just really mental, like hanging out with Bill Murray and all that sort of like it just.
I never hung out with him. I've been in the same room with him, but he has no idea.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But no, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, there was definitely visions of what I wanted to be, and I'm not there yet, but I'm also very comfortable in where I am now. But it's weird. Like I just because I always wanted to do scripted stuff, and the docs. Like I just fell in love with making the docs, and the docs life is just different than a scripted one. Like I think there's a lot of projection. Like I remember I'm not sure if you guys ever followed indie hip hop at one point, but do you remember Cage or Sage Francis or A$AP Rock or any of those guys?
I know A$AP Rocky, yeah.
Okay, so you would follow these guys and you go, oh, they must be so successful and all that sort of stuff, but they're just hustling it and struggling, because they're an indie artist, And I think of with me, where it's I'm oh, I think I'm in that spot where they were, where it's I don't think anyone knows who I am. I think, but people knows the work I've done, and but it's not I can just be oh, what's next? It's like I almost have to go on a job interview every year and a half, 2 years, and I hate job interviews, So it's I'm happy exactly where I am, but I guess I never pictured this part of it. What I think I still have room to be to where I guess I pictured. I don't know. I think I got a little too serious for you. Here's a question for you. So when you watch the Royal Rumble, I'm going to be watching it at 8:00. What time will you be watching it? Because it has to be right in the morning.
A bit at 1 a.m. So I'll be watching it Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're not watching it live. So you're just away from social media.
Oh yeah. I'm unfortunately we're going to a spa day for the morning, so I'm going to leave my phone at home. I'm not taking it with me at all. Because I told my other half, I was like, you have no, because she's not a wrestling fan. I was like, you have no idea how much I cannot see any results. It's just, this is the best event of the year, in my opinion. And the Royal Rumble is the greatest. I love it so much.
Yeah. And do you guys have the WWE Network out there, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because we're on Peacock, so we don't have the network.
Yeah, it gets promoted, but I have no idea. We don't have it here, so it's we don't have Hulu, and I see Hulu get promoted everywhere. It's we don't have that here either.
Huh. Interesting. But yeah, when I lived in LA, it was great. I was like, Monday Night Raw at 5 p.m. sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, literally it's 1 a.m. here. It's we have to watch it the next day. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's 3 hours as well. So I'll be sat at 4 a.m. I got to be up to work in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell no.
Before we let you go though, do you have any plugs, social medias, websites you want people to go check out?
Yeah, just I guess my name is mostly I live more on Instagram than anything, but it's Tommy Avallone, Avallone, and then number 3. That's my Instagram. But yeah, but the website's Double Windsor Films, but they just all tag to, I guess, the IMDb links. There's not really who really has websites anymore. It's just kind of banks so that way I can use the email address.
Beautiful. Tommy, thank you so much for your time, my friend.
Thank you guys.
Really
it's so great talking to you guys.
Absolutely.
Talking to anyone with a British accent is so wonderful. It's so charming. It feels like I'm intelligent just by proxy. So it's soothing. So yeah. Enjoy it.
Please. Look after yourself. Enjoy your pizza, my friend. Take care of yourself.
Take it easy. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Just superb. And any man that tells us that its mission in life is to pee in as many celebrities' bathrooms as physically possible is a hero in my eyes.
Absolutely. This is incredible. I also want to reiterate, I was not throwing shade at Chris Jericho, okay? The man's a legend, a God-given talent, entertainer. He's unbelievable. But I was merely the fact that I just don't like the JS. That's all. It was almost like just a bit of banter. But I think he took it a little bit personally. I didn't mean it that way. I just, Jericho forever will get anything over because that's how great he is. So yeah, I just want to reiterate that before people start having to go. And we also hope that you guys enjoyed listening to it as much as we did recording it. Tommy, thank you so much.
Mr. Stevens.
Yeah?
It's audience participation time.
Participate, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge. This week, I said, can't be bothered to cook tonight. Let's order in. This week, I'm asking, what is your go-to takeaway order? And I don't mean Chinese, Indian, chippy, etc. We want to know, what are you ordering? Let us know what you order. What say you, Mr. Stevens?
I will order. If we're going to say order all the time, let's order.
Yes,
I will be in the Indian section, and I'll be going for butter chicken with keema rice, keema naan, pilau rice. No, keema rice, I said. Hang on, I forgot my order.
2 lots of
butter
rice.
chicken, keema rice, keema naan, poppadoms, prawn puree.
I remember you
Love
having
me a
that
prawn puree. Oh my days, that is absolutely amazing. It's just like little thin Indian bread. It comes with like tomato, cucumber, and loads of prawns or chicken and like a cornmery, buttery. So, it's wonderful.
I got a feeling this segment is going to make us really hungry.
Failing that, if you could, I'd order Mexican all the time. I order enchiladas forever, but I can't. So there we are. What say you, Jamie?
My go-to, I'm a pizza man. I fucking love me some pizza. And there's a place near us, because I don't know what I don't care what people say. To me, it's always your local dodgy ran pizza place that does the best pizzas. Not your Pizza Hut, your Domino's. Always those little dodgy ones around the corner that have weird names like Me Too Pizza or something. Love them places. But there's one around the place from us, and I order beans and sausages with kebab meat and mushrooms. And it sounds weird, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And I get that with chips and chicken dippers with barbecue sauce. And it's my favourite. Now I really want pizza. Anyway, let's get some audience answers. AJ Littell says, shrimp platter with gumbo and shrimp potato salad from DiMartino's in Algiers, New Orleans. Or the shrimp po' boy from Chubby's in Algiers, New Orleans. I think New Orleans really likes fish.
I mean, aren't they a coastal place?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
That's what we know. And the reason I say this is because our next answer comes from Ori Kimbler, who says, sushi and ramen. I love a rainbow roll or some fresh sashimi. Right now, I love miso-based ramen broth and must-have fish cakes. It's all the fish. All the fish from New Orleans.
Need to get down there, I think. Need to get down there.
Mate, you could tell the difference between the American answers and the British answers. Why can I never remember how to say this guy's name?
Is it Jerry Keane by any chance?
It is Jerry Keane, thank you. Jerry Keane. He says, a doner meal tray. Doner meat with chips and a drink. Can't beat that. Can't beat that.
Is that an classic Irish answer? Or
it's what he said, so it's got to be good.
Probably Guinness.
Adam Lancaster with the most Adam Lancaster answer ever. No, not just a plate of cheese. A kebab that comes in a pizza box.
Nice.
Pizza naan, kebab meat, chic and chicken, and it's fucking massive. I can imagine having meat sweats and just feeling very sick after eating that. I do love a kebab. Nina Hewitson, for family night, it's a veggie pepperoni and sweet corn pizza for the kids, a barbecue jackfruit, peppers and mushroom and sweet corn for me, and potato tots. For me, just me and Mike, it's vegetarian jalfrezi paffia with veg rice, plain naans, poppadoms and dips. Mike changes his mind every time, so never has the same thing. Fair play. Some people like to change their mind. Some people like to have the same thing over and over again.
Why not?
I find, personally, if I'm having pizza or Chinese, I have the same thing. If I'm having Indian, I like to try something different every time. I don't know why. Lucy Orchard. Love this one. She just tells us her order for her favourite Chinese. Favourite takeaways, rather. Chinese is beef and black bean, but swap the green peppers for mushrooms. Soft fried noodles. No bean sprouts and some chips. Yes, I'm that person, but I get it so rare from takeaway, I want it perfect. And with zero food thrown away. I also ring it through as no one else wants to be the arse that orders it.
Fair enough.
Can't argue that. Indian is chicken tikka masala and a rice, plus a naan bread and a bag of chips for the group. She's thinking of the group. I like it. I like it. And for pizza, ham and mushroom stuffed crust with garlic dip. But I've just eaten and I'm already hungry again after writing that down. Becky Westwood. For Chinese, it's special curry with fried rice with cheeky small amount of Jamie's chips, also prawn crackers. Fair.
Jamie, I don't.
My chips.
Oh.
She has egg fried rice. I have chips, and then she normally steals a handful of my chips. And then the thing that I always judge her for, if it's pizza, then I have ham, pineapple, mushroom, and olives. Pineapple and olives. I'm amazed I haven't asked for a divorce yet. Just wrong. Claire Jones. Beef and mushroom chow mein with salt and chili chips and a can of cherry coke, of course. Or if it's curry, a chicken and mushroom balti egg fried rice. I read that wrong. Chicken and mushroom balti, egg fried rice, cheese and garlic naan. Not balti fried rice.
And hold the forks.
I was going to hold the forks. We only need a knife and a divider in between the plates to make sure they don't overlap.
Oh, she's one of them. Does like food touching.
She actually sent me a picture of her curry the other day. She had her curry on a plate and her rice was still in the tray, so it didn't touch.
Why? That's so criminal. just rice on its own. That's just the dullest thing ever. Oh, I love nothing.
Owen Edmonds, chicken chow mein, egg fried rice, chicken balls with sweet and sour sauce, and chips.
Nice.
I love the Chinese answers. They're amazing. Richie Rich's answer made me laugh quite a lot. Usually something I'm not very good at making at home. Don't have the ingredients or tools. Black bean pepper, fried rice, or maybe if I've been out drinking as well. Yeah. Wes Pike, he just made me hungry with his answer. Duck chow mein, curry sauce and chips. Oh, fucking love me a chow mein. Jake Smith, another man that likes to just list everything he's having from all his different takeaways. Chinese, it's special curry and Singapore fried rice plus salt and pepper chicken. Indian, garlic chili chicken with lemon rice and a naan. Chip shop, a quarter pounder burger with cheese and chips and curry sauce. Can't imagine curry sauce on a burger though.
Burger from a fish and chip shop?
No, I thought that.
Okay.
Chippy, mate. Get chips or a kebab, you weirdo. But there we are. Samantha Louise Napwall. 1, that is a very long name. 2, she says, tofu in black bean sauce, steamed rice, and salt and pepper chips. I can never decide on salt and pepper chips.
I just try them.
I'm not a big salt person. Paul Payne, lamb boona, keema naan with boiled rice from the Indian, crispy chili beef, rice, and a salt and chili chips from the Chinese. Delicious. Fair play. Yeah, it is, to be fair. Rich Van Slotten, chili crisp beef, Singapore spicy noodles. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. This is just making me really hungry. I'm not going to lie. Right, what we're going to have here? Justin Lee, Meat Feast Domino's pizza with cut up Nando's hot chicken breast, rolled up and scranned and dipped into chive Domino's sauce top.
You can say he's a rugby boy, can't you? Fucking, that is insane.
I don't know how to react to that. I could just roll it up and fuck it in one. Right, let's give us 2 more. Jeff Nichols, pineapple and chili pizza, chips, cheese, and curry sauce, and paneer kofta. Pineapple and chili pizza.
Yeah, Nicholson's weird, isn't he? So just like,
what?
Yeah, each their own, James. Each their own. At the end of the day, I'm not going to start being that little pineapple bitch that moans when people put pineapple. If you want to ruin your pizza, go ahead and ruin your pizza. Do you know what I mean?
And last but not least, this is possibly the poshest answer we've ever had to a fucking takeaway question. Amy Mousey. Salmon teriyaki with rice, taco karaage, maybe some edamame, a little bit of ebi tempura, and lots of daikon radish. I don't know what half of that meant.
Salmon teriyaki, yes. The rest of it, I was like, I have no idea what you just said.
I was reading, I was like, huh?
You could have told me to sacrifice a crocodile. I have no idea what's going on here. So, and feed it to the goats.
That's what that meant.
But we thank everybody for their wonderful answers. As always, we thank everybody who participates, everyone who enjoys Callum's Treachings, Tom's Journal, the interview, and all the wanky blocks at the beginning of each episode, which you can find available everywhere with the other 72 editions of the Chronicles of Podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts from, mother lovers. Keep finding us, keep listening. We really appreciate it. You can also come down to YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit that subscribe. Hit that button so fucking hard you can't unsubscribe. That'd be wonderful. And while you're down on the old YouTube, you can check out all of our interviews, all of our hashtag WBW Way Back Wednesdays, which obviously ended last year, but they're still available for you to enjoy. They're doing quite well. You know, there's some good content on there. Rab himself from Jackass, for God's sake. Like, what more could you want? Just that one or stand alone. Just go watch everything else. You can also find our Bloodstock interviews and live vlog from there as well. So please go and share that wherever you can, as it's for these wonderful people at the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. It would mean a lot to us. Thank you very much. Jamie, you can also find us on Facebook at the Chronicles of Podcast if you weren't aware. You can come and like the page, share it everywhere, put some memes or some GIFs or whatever in there. Come and chat to us. Come say hello. We'd really appreciate it. It'd be nice if you to come on down to the old Facey B. Jamie, thinking about it actually, and I've forgotten completely. Where else could you find us?
Sitting there on Shudder watching This Is GWAR documentary by our wonderful guest.
And then when you've done that, come find us on the Twitter at TCOPod. And, oh, God damn it, I've done it again. Where else could you find us?
Sitting there thinking about all those delicious takeaway orders, thinking, I'm really quite hungry now. Also, who orders burger from a chippy?
That and on the Instagram.
Oh, there.
At TCO Pod. You can also find us on LinkedIn at the Chronicles of Podcast. Come connect with us and come share the love and just like everything. Let everybody else know. Spread the message, spread the word. And also on the TikTok at TCO Pod. Go and find Jamie's Chesney Hawks video. I'll say it every week, whether you like it or not. Just for that reaction, it's great. You can also come on down to our beautifully brand spankingly sexy and wonderfully incredible little website at www.thechroniclesofpodcast.com. All of our us are on there. All of our affiliations and sponsors lovingly are on there. And all of our episodes and shows are on there as well. Plus the Patreon, plus the shop. Come and get let me start that again. Come and grab yourself some TCO Pod merch. The Chronicles of Podcast. Download us, review us, rate us, subscribe to us, share us, tell all of your friends about us, allow us into your ears. And most importantly, slide to the left. No, wait, hang on. Whoa. Slide to the right. No, wait, I've got that wrong again. Crisscross? No, hang on. Let me think about this. What's there? Everybody clap your hands. No, hang on, wait. Two hops this time? No, 3 hops this. No, wait, hang on. Just cha-cha real smooth, y'all.
The cha-cha slide. Before we get out of here, let's say thank you to a few of our wonderful friends. First off is the incredible singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. He supplies every single piece of music that you hear on this show. 3rd of February, today, the day of release, Matt releases his brand new album, Light of Day. We are fortunate enough to have a sneaky little peek. And let me tell you, boys and girls, go finish listening to it today. It is fantastic. But you should expect no less from Mr. Roberts, really. I think I picked my favourite song on the album already. It's a single he's already released, Young, Dumb Fun. Go check it out now. Go check out the brand new album. It is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Matt Roberts, for sending us all of your amazing music for the show. Go follow him on the social medias at Matt Roberts Music. And go check him out on Spotify. Matt Roberts, and as I said, go check out that brand new album. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to Mr. Say We Can Fly himself, Braden Barry, for his Stay Cozy clothing. Go to www.staycozyclothing.com or download the smartphone app. And whatever you like on there, whether it be that t-shirt that Tom's wearing, that hat that Tom's wearing, that hoodie I'm normally wearing, go add them to your basket, as well as the Sophie Lancaster collaborative t-shirt, of course. 50% of the profits go straight to the foundation. And when you found whatever you like, add it to your basket, add that discount code, The Chronicles, and get yourself 10% off your lovely order. A gift from them to you. And of course, it's the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. A massive thank you goes out to these, stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. And we mean everywhere, because this is not a UK issue. This is a global issue and something we need to stop. It is not right that people of the alternative community are getting bullied, beaten, treated differently simply because they like to dress the way they want to dress, listen to the music they want to listen to. Everyone should have that right in life, and the damn right they should. So help them bring that to an end and make it a strand of hate crime like it should be. There is enough evidence out there to prove that it is a strand of hate crime. And if you want to add to that evidence, head to sophielancasterfoundation.com, click on the hate crime tab and fill in that questionnaire to give us any details when you've been treated differently simply because of the music you listen to. and the way you look. That would mean an absolute world to me. We are very much looking forward to supporting the charity in 2023. We've got some amazing ideas coming up. So stay tuned, boys and girls. And last but not least, a massive thank you to this handsome devil right there.
Ditto, my friend. Ditto. Jamie, another absolutely glorious episode, sir.
Glorious episode.
Absolutely, sir. We've enjoyed it thoroughly. Tommy, thank you so much for your time. We really, really enjoyed having you on the show. We hope you enjoyed the Royal Rumble as much as we did. And Jamie, I think as for this week, we're going to see you all, everybody, everyone else next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.